Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Sunday night. People are wondering why I am going live. The simple fact of the matter is, Friday night's live stream was supposed to be something different. It didn't happen that way because obviously we had the New York Comic Con stuff come about, and we decided to discuss that. Uh, Obviously, before we even started the live stream, the live chat has gone, so I'll have to put it up on the pop up now in a minute. I see that there's 15 people watching. Please give the video a like if you haven't done so already. I will be taking people's calls tonight. Excuse me. Sorry. But obviously, Doctor Who wouldn't be Doctor Who without more rumors circulating. So yesterday on Twitter, I have the tweet up. So I'll go to my Twitter account and I'll read it out to you. I hope you can all actually hear me fine. Cheryl will let me know if you can hear me fine. I'll get the tweet up. But basically last night there's a rumor circulating on Twitter. This is where I seen it. In our Time Lord on Twitter then alerted me to it when he tweeted it to me. So I'll read the tweet. Where is it? Here it is. So the tweet basically says, I heard the BBC Doctor Who team have amped up security for the remainder of Doctor Who Series 12 filming. Are they hiding something big? I've heard they've spent more money for extra security so nobody knows what's going on. Can anyone shine more light on this? Now, we did talk about this a few weeks back. I don't know if people actually even remember me talking about it, but we do talk about these things on the live stream. And I said to you that security, I even said it that there was nothing coming out because people keep asking me, do you know if there's anything going on? And I already told you that information is hard to come by because they have upped security since the whole Cardiff incident. So this is nothing new. The only thing about it is the timing. Now, obviously, I didn't read the second text, which I should have. The second text, they said it was from a YouTuber known as You Know Who. I should have actually read that. So it's coming from Matrix Lord 212, apparently, according to this tweet. Bumblebee or Brumblebee. You can see the tweet. It's up on my Twitter account. Again, though, we spoke about this a few weeks back after the leaks. I said that security, that information was hard to come by. Again, I've heard more rumblings again. Apparently, the Master Missy rumblings are started again. Look, there's always going to be rumors out there. Again, as there is with any rumor out there, I've obviously gotten in contact with the sources. Obviously, other people will get in contact with their sources and see what's going on. But as I've told you from after the Cardiff incident, information has been kind of scrappy and hard to come by. This is the result of obviously that idiot that I spoke about that jumped the gun and released all the information, without giving anybody pre-warning. The information had to be timed when it came out, and now I don't know. So look, I've addressed it because I'm always getting accused that if there's anything new out there, rumor-wise, I don't address it. I've addressed it. I've got the source to look into it. Other sources are looking into it. But as of now, nothing has changed. We said this already after the Cardiff leak security. Like, I've spoke about this on the channel many times and on Jordan many live streams. So I kind of get surprised when people ask, especially people that have been following me from the start when they ask, because you have been watching me and I've said this already. Like, the leak that happened wasn't supposed to happen when it happened. and someone jumped the gun. And this is basically, look, it would be no, you don't have to be a detective to be doing videos to be saying that security is beefed up. It's actually like quite obvious. If there's a major leak, of course they're going to bump up security. You mean they're going to leave it the same way? Obviously not. So I mean, this is nothing new. As for the Missy master thing or war doctor, as someone pointed out to me, I again, this rumor started early on, a few months back, if you remember, when a fan put up Vote Saxon, put a photograph up. Apparently, there was Vote Saxon posters around Cardiff. So, but that was debunked as an event that had happened the previous year, and it was just posters that were left up. So again, you know, nothing. So I mean, look, we just have to wait and see. So that's it really. So yeah, if you just want to come on and talk a little bit about that, that's fine. But this stream essentially is going to be what Friday's stream was supposed to be about, which was we're going to talk about our favorite movies. I'd like to talk about video games that were turned into movies. I.e., example, Mario Brothers movie, Mortal Kombat movie. Was there a Mortal Kombat movie? There was a Mortal Kombat movie, wasn't there? Yeah. And Tomb Raider movie, obviously. The Angelina Jolie one, once I can comment on because I haven't seen the new one. And stuff like that. So if you're interested in coming on and talking about things like that, let me know. Cheryl has the pen and paper on the ready. So get into the live chat there now, and she will take the names down in order that she receives them. So if you want to come on tonight to talk, obviously we will cover a little bit about Doctor Who, but essentially I want this stream to be about, those other topics that we spoke about. So until I know any more about Doctor Who, one name.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, so hold that over there until you get. I'm not bringing anybody on until I have about 4 or 5 names. So I'm going to talk for a little bit. I'll give the shout outs as well. Because that's the way I did it Friday night, and it worked out better that way. I was able to bring on call after call after call. Right, so I'll go in. As I said, the live chat is gone. So I'll go into the pop out chat comes on. So I'll do the usual call outs as I always do. And I hope you have all had a good weekend. We're obviously the last night for everybody. It's a bit of a bummer, really. So let's see who we have here tonight. So we have Rocket Runner, Teddy's Terrier Tales, obviously. Miss Not My Doctor Who is here also. Rocket Runner is here. Oh, I mentioned Rocket Runner, sorry. You got a second shout out there. There you go. Lindsay also here tonight. We've got John Gougan. We got Daniel. We have let me see. Blue Bonnet Hoovian is here as well. And we got Stuart here. Welcome along. We've got Dane here as usual. Welcome, Dane. We've got the True Hoovian here, Unknown 289, and Bull is here. Welcome all. The Last Time Lord, and let me see who else. David Bentley from the Philippines, so I'm told. I already mentioned. I'll read them out in the order, baby, because it gets a bit confusing for me because you're ahead of me. The Doctor, aka Amy, is here as well. Welcome. And David Bentley, obviously, come. Good morning, all. Just calling in from Nova. What's that? What's it?
Nova Leaches,
Nova Leaches, Manila, Philippines. welcome to Philippines. Place I'd like to visit before I got married. I mean, wink, wink. I'm only messing. Right, who else have we got here? Geek name Joel as well. I nearly lost my cup of coffee. By the way, you won't, for the past few minutes, you won't believe it, right? Ted has been trying to get onto the live stream. He's been jumping up at me for the last 10 minutes. So I think we better let him have his little appearance because, you know, for some reason now he knows when I'm going live and he wants to be part of it. So say hello, Teddy, to everybody. Are you all happy? You happy to be part of the live stream, aren't you? Say hello to everybody. So we got people here from the Philippines. We got people here from Australia. We got people here from America. We got people here from the UK. We got people here from Ireland. I think we got a couple of people from India. We got people from everywhere. Do you wanna give them all a bit of a wave there? Hello, everybody. He's all excited. Look at him. Never seen him this excited. He's actually all excited. He is. Yeah, good boy. So yeah. So just before I get people on, obviously, like I'm gonna talk a little bit about like movies and video game movies that I watched and basically how I feel about it before I get Jules on. So obviously, people will know that one of my favorite characters is obviously this guy right here. So obviously, you could understand me delight when I heard they were doing a Super Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins. And do you know what? Dennis Hopper was in it as well, and I just had high hopes for it. Of course, having high hopes for something and then actually seeing it through to reality. Um, yeah, the best I could say about that is that with the material that the actors were given, they actually didn't do too bad. There wasn't a bad performance by any of them at all, to be quite honest with you. Um, it was just the movie was so bad. Um, and I don't know about you personally, but I find when they do a video game and then they try do a movie, right? And I mean a live action movie. It doesn't really translate well on screen because what they try to do is they try to appeal to a mass audience and try instead of trying to appeal to the audience that actually made the game popular in the first place for them to do the movie. I mean, if they concentrated more on making those type of movies, don't get me wrong, they'd have an audience. It's like, for example, this new Joker movie now. I mean, it's at the winning this Venice Award now. This could be all biased, and this movie could be another big propaganda piece. But the indications are is that this movie is going to be actually brilliant. Now, Cheryl won't watch it because Cheryl obviously has a thing about clowns. But this is a movie that I've been really looking forward to watching. Right? I said that there has to be a movie that will have to eventually break the cycle. This could be the movie that could do it. But getting back to Super Mario, right, and getting back to video game movies in general, I find that they don't translate well because they do try to appeal to the mass audience. When they do that, more than likely they do fail. Um, so I don't know. I mean, isn't there supposed to be? I'm not 100% sure, but isn't there supposed to be a new Street Fighter movie being made, or is that a new Mortal Kombat movie being made? So there's another one being made. I mean, fair enough. It'd probably be better if, for me, a Mortal Kombat movie, if you're gonna make one, or a Street Fighter movie, if you're gonna make one, has to be R rated. I mean, you can't half arse this movie. If you're gonna do it, you have to go full in and do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody has seen it. I don't know the exact name for it, but I don't know if anybody has seen the bootleg version of the Punisher movie. It's called, I think it's called Laundry Day. Um, I think it's a fan studio production, but they obviously get the guy that played the Punisher in the movie, right? Now, I think it's what? I don't know how many minutes long it is. It's not that long, right? But it's ultra violent. Ultra violent. You see legs being broke. Oh my god, this is just. But that's the way it has to be done. So I mean, if you're gonna do movies like, if you're gonna do video games, especially like that, like Street Fighter, or ones that are based around fighting competitions like that, they have to be R rated, in my opinion. Um. Also, what else did I want to say actually on that? There was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah. So we got the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out. Now I wasn't a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. I was a fan of Sega games, but I wasn't really the biggest fan of that game for some weird reason. Even though I love it now, but at the time I was more loyal to, I always thought there was like, I don't know how any of you felt, but I always thought there was a bit of a competition between Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog. So in my head, I had it that there was a big competition between Nintendo and Sega, and obviously, I think some aspects that is true. Um, but give me Mario any day over Sonic the Hedgehog. But this Sonic, look, people are criticizing, people are starting. I don't, Jim Carrey. I'm not really looking forward to in this Sonic the Hedgehog movie because he has gone a bit weird. But the fact that the people that are in charge of it, when the fans criticized Sonic the Hedgehog's design, and they actually said that they were going to get it right, that gives me some optimism because let's be honest, how many film studios nowadays actually listen to the fans? I mean, if you ask the Star Wars fans, they will say they don't listen. If you listen to the Star Trek fans, they'll say the same thing. Even Doctor Who fans like us, does Chris Chibnall or any of them listen? No. So it's actually good that the people behind the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, took fans' criticism on board. It doesn't matter how you feel about the movie, right? It doesn't matter whether you think it's going to be a pile of crap or whether it's going to be good or not. The fact that they actually took fans' criticism on board should be applauded because there isn't enough of that going on right now. So I don't know. Talking about Tomb Raider, obviously, like the game Tomb Raider, the game is actually legendary. It's iconic. When Angelina Jolie was cast at the time, I remember, I thought great choice. They could get nobody better, in my opinion, at the time. Her performance wasn't bad. For me, what let her down in those movies was the actual story. I don't think the stories were great. It's like those National Treasure movies with Nicolas Cage. Like they're a good old yarn, all right, but the story is pretty, it's pretty weak. Do you know what I mean? They're just there to entertain. I would have likened the Tomb Raider movies to be a bit more, I don't know, a bit more serious, not kind of Bond-esque like they try to make it, in my opinion. But like I still do find myself going back to those movies every few years. It's like when she's Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage and her. Like it's not the greatest movie in the world, but you find yourself going back to movies like that. But yeah, I see that people are talking about it. Tim Curry. I do like Tim Curry's version. I really do. But I did like I have to really admit, I really enjoyed the very first movie. I actually really thought they were going to mess it up. And and in my opinion, they haven't messed it up. Now, people will always say, and there's some people out there that they prefer Tim Curry's version. Fair enough, but I like what they're doing, and I can't wait to see chapter two. Again, I'll have to watch that on my own because Cheryl doesn't like clowns, and if she was to sit here and I was to make her watch it, trust me, Cheryl would be a living wreck for the rest of her life. Cheryl just can't handle clowns. So yeah, that's something I have to watch on my own. Um, do you like Johnny Depp film? Says Dan. I do, but what I found with Johnny Depp is now is he seems to do he gets typecast now quite a lot. Um, and obviously with that business with Amber Heard hasn't helped his career. Um, even though we all know that the allegations against him are totally false. Then he does an ad for a perfume, right? And I've seen the ad, and he's in the desert playing the guitar. It reminded me, I don't know if anybody has seen the movie The Doors with Val Kilmer, right? He plays Jim Morrison out of The Doors, right? It kind of has that vibe, right? And it actually has Native American Indians in the ad, but it caused an awful lot of uproar because the people on the other side, how dare he, blah 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 blah. But yeah, then of course the facts start coming out then because obviously the perfume company got a bit of a backlash because of it. Then they actually pour out the facts. Well, actually, we had a real Native American Indians consultant on the ad. They were there through every step of the way. They agreed to be in the ad. Blah blah blah. What's your fucking problem? People are too goddamn sensitive, right? If the people that the ad is essentially is being portrayed and they're using the real people, what's the fucking problem if the real people want to be part of it? See, again, it's this whole thing, people getting easily offended. I mean, another thing that I seen, and I don't want the conversation to kind of go off a little bit because I don't. I want to kind of keep it to the topic of conversation. But I seen these T-shirts today that are going around on Twitter. And you know the way there's this saying, and everybody will know this saying, and it doesn't matter what country you're from, right? But you've always heard the saying, boys will be boys, right? Now there's T-shirts going around with the saying, boys will be better humans, right? They're trying to replace the boys will be boys with boys will be better humans, right? This is how ridiculous society has become that you can't even say boys will be boys because somehow that's toxic, right? But that's all I'm gonna say on that anyway. But getting back, Johnny Depp, I feel like he is being typecast. I don't think Disney should have sacked him from the Pirates, even though I will admit after the second movie, personally speaking, they should have stopped. Actually, for me, if I'm being brutally honest, the first movie was perfect. They didn't need a second movie at all. If they had just had the first movie, it would have been absolutely sensational. Just leave it at that. But Hollywood, they can't just do one movie. They have to butcher everything until it's dead. Now, that's that. Have I anything else to add? Actually, I do remember watching the Street Fighter movie wasn't Kylie Minogue in that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was god awful. Was it Jean-Claude Van Damme? I think it was. It was god awful. It was actually terrible. Right here, I see a few more people have landed in the chat, so I'll just give you a quick shout out. So we stopped at the David Bentley. So Super John has joined the chat. I don't know if I mentioned you, but I mentioned you again. Not my Doctor Who is here as well. Who else? I seen someone else's name there. Kevin Hall is there as well. Welcome aboard. Right. So I will obviously have you got names for me there? You've got 3 names for me there. Okay, well, we might as well start getting well, here you'll need a piece of paper. You'll need a piece of paper, won't you? So I'll just take this out.
No! Oh, no!
Now, you write the rest of the names.
But
We'll,
Sundays and Mondays, though, you've ruined it.
it doesn't matter. We'll get you a new diary. It's for the channel. Come on. Be fair. You're supposed to be like, you know. Would you like a kiss?
No.
Are you upset? Because I ripped the page out. Ah.
When Teddy wants his ball, can I give it to him?
Okay, yes.
Because they can hear him.
Yes. Okay. He's crying like a little mucho. Right. So yeah, I mean, Silent Hill thoughts. I haven't seen it. I don't see. I've had so many bad experiences with get. I haven't even seen the Witcher movie yet. Is that even out yet? I don't even know. So like, I mean, that's a great game. It's one of my little brother's favorite game. One of his favorite games. He loves playing it. Right, what's up with me? What's this now? Just give us a second, because my messenger for some weird reason is loading up. Right, so we've now more new people requesting. What exactly is this stream? I'm lost. Well, normally we discuss Doctor Who on this channel, but on this stream, what we do is, Kevin, is we give people in the live chat a chance to ring me on Messenger. Then it goes on to the live stream. Everybody can hear what that person has to say. Everybody gives their opinions on the topic. So tonight we're going to be talking about obviously movies that we enjoyed when we grew up. Obviously, as I said, video games that have been turned into movies. And we're going to briefly discuss the Doctor Who rumors that are flying about at the moment. What happens is now is I will ring someone on Messenger and they will come on, and then obviously you will hear them, and then everybody in the live chat then interacts, and then we get the next caller on, so on and so on. So basically what happens is on this channel you get a voice, you get a chance to talk if you have any thing that you want to discuss. So yeah, so that's basically it. So I'll get me first guest on, who happens to be the Last Time Lord. So if the Last Time Lord is there, send me a message on Messenger to let me know that you're ready, and I will give you a ring. If anybody does want to take part in the live chat, the live phone-ins, I should say, then what you do then is you add me on Messenger. It's Noel Glynn. It's a Manchester United crest profile picture. If you add me on Messenger, you will get to ring in. So I'm waiting. Has the Last Time Lord got Messenger? There we go. Okay. Right. So this is what the show is about, Kev. So I hope. So basically, exactly nothing I'm interested in. Looks like it would be fun if I was there, though. Never seen any Doctor Who movies. No problem, Kevin. But we were going to be talking about other movies as well if you had an interest in other movies. But thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Have a nice night. Right, so we'll get our first caller on. Hopefully I get the volume up enough. I don't know. Why isn't this working?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hold on, give us a second. We have a bit of a technical difficulty. Right, say
no problem.
Right. Hold on. Right, say hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Right, Grant. Right, we've got you. Okay. So you've obviously heard what I've been discussing. So
I wanted to ask you something about not Halloween films. about horror slash thriller films in general. If you
Right.
don't mind me asking.
No. Go ahead.
What I wanted to say was, do you think horror films and thriller films tend to have a perfect beginning movie, but then once the sequels start, they always tend to get crapper and crapper within their storylines and plots, and the money tends to go down? And do you think companies always prioritize profit to fans?
I do. See, this is what happens, right? They have a four successful movie, right? And
Yeah.
what tends to happen is then, right, I'll give you the perfect example is, but in this case, it actually worked, right? But here's a perfect
Yeah.
example. Alien was a B movie, right?
Mhm.
By the time
Yeah.
Aliens came along, it wasn't a B movie. It was basically a full-on blockbuster, basically, right? See, what happens
Mhm.
is normally is when they have a hit in their hands, they tend to try go bigger and better instead of actually, doing what they did
In
in
the
the
storyline.
first movie. Yeah, concentrating the story, less is more. What made I'll give you another example. For example, Sinister, for great movie, first movie, brilliant movie. Second movie,
Yeah.
then it was crap
It went kind of downhill, to
because
be
it
fair,
was
yeah.
they went too far with it. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with the Saw
They need to
movies as
stop.
well.
The Saw movies. For some reason, that movie is a hit or miss. I
Mm.
mean, one movie for the first Saw movie was great, but then the next couple were pretty dead. And then
Yeah,
they had another Saw movie. I think it was the recent Saw movie. Was it called? I forgot the name, but it came out Jigsaw. The
yeah.
recent Jigsaw movie. That was a good movie.
Mm.
But it's probably going to go downhill from there until another Saw movie comes. And it's something like that with these horror films. They
Yeah,
always tend to have a great beginning, and then they go downhill for a bit, and then they get that one film which is an outlier but tends to be a good film, and then the sequel continues.
yeah.
And that's what I noticed, and that's what I feel sad about.
Yeah, I thought it's the same with the Scream movies. If you remember back in the 90s, Scream
Yeah.
was the big horror back in the 90s. I mean, the first one was great, right? And then
Yeah.
they did 2, 3, and then there was a big gap, wasn't there? And then they brought out the
Yeah.
fourth one. Now, don't get
Wait,
me
did the
wrong,
fourth
the
one come out
fourth
in
one,
2011?
yeah, but the fourth one was actually very good,
Mhm.
right? But the only reason why they brought it back was because they didn't like the way they ended it with the third one.
But they addressed the whole sequence.
Oh, I know, but it doesn't matter. There's no
Well,
need.
they addressed that whole point he's making.
I know, but one movie.
Love Scream.
I don't know. They make What is your favorite horror movie? Actually, I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, my favorite horror movie. I haven't actually made a decision on that, but right now, I am a big fan of the the Reanimator series. I
Yeah.
know I've got bad taste, but I'm a big fan of those kind of movies.
All right. Well, whatever you're into.
I know it's a bit downhill, but
It's whatever you're into, wherever, There's a lot of I know there's a lot of people out there that really love the old B horror movies.
yeah,
And I mean
the B
going
movies.
back.
I'm not gonna lie, but some of the B movies are great.
Yeah.
Some of those B movie horror films from the 80s,
Yeah.
they're generally great.
Yeah, some of them are, yeah. For example, there was one called, I think, it was a B movie when it came out, House.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've
House.
seen that. Yeah, it was a weird one. Oh, it was a weird that someone dies or something, buries the body or something in the hand, the body parts,
Yeah.
and it's a weird
Oh.
movie.
Talking about that, have you heard about this? I don't know if you know this film, but it came out in the 80s. I think it was something called like Aliens from Space. Or no, was it Clowns from Space? Alien Clowns from Space or something like that.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, I heard it. I never watched it.
Oh,
No.
So cheap, but so great.
Yeah, maybe I should put that on for Cheryl. What?
no. My dad watches it. No.
She's already at the
Okay.
freaking out. I wouldn't do that to her. What was I going to say? So come here. Yeah. So
Yeah.
another thing we were talking about. Obviously, we were talking about not comic books. Video game movies. Have you got a favorite video game movie? Video game that was turned into a
yeah.
movie. Have you got a favorite one?
Do you know the Resident Evil series?
Mm-hmm. I love the Resident
I mean-
Evil games. Yeah.
The games are great, but the first movie was great as well, but after that, it's gone pretty downhill. And funnily enough, it only ended in 2017. I never even knew the films were going on at Z movies, no, Z movies or something like that. And I was surprised when I heard about it.
Wow.
How about you, mate?
There was one that I watched. What was it called? It was actually very good. It was a more recent one. The
recent one, as far as I'm aware, came out in 2017.
It could have been that long. It was you were, if I remember correctly, it was about young kids, not young kids, but young adults in a training facility. They were training to become soldiers, fight this war. It was a bit like Ender's Game sort of thing, but it wasn't Ender's Game, but it was kind of like that. But it was based on the game. I think it was what was that big game that they had on Xbox when it Gears of War, I think it was, or something.
Yeah, Gears of War.
I think that there might have been a short little movie, or it was Halo, one of them. But I was actually epic. I remember watching it and saying, "Oh yeah, I'd love a full movie on this." You don't have to be, you don't have to. I personally think you don't have to have big stars to star in these movies if they're written properly. What do you think?
You do need to get stars that can act, though. You need stars that can act and know the background of what they're doing.
Mm.
For example, no, I'm not going to use that. What's been running for a long time? For example, the Star Wars series. Yeah. I know you're not a big fan of that nowadays, but I'm just going to talk about.
No, go on.
You need actors who know what Star Wars is and who know the plot line and know the background and all the universes and galaxies in order to play the role right. Because nobody wants a actor who doesn't know what they're doing. For example, Tosin Coyle from Doctor Who.
Mm. No, actually,
it's true. It's true.
You make a valid point, actually. Yeah. Mm.
You can just tell though by the way they act.
Yeah.
The way they act is so lackluster to the point where they don't want to be there and they're only doing it for the money.
Yeah, okay. But you could get someone that's hungry, a young, hungry actor that actually wants to prove a point. Sometimes you do. I mean, a lot of these actors, if you remember, a lot of the big name actors, they all started somewhere as well, They would have starred in all those shitty little B-Z movies before they became well known.
Most of them have contacts. Most of them start off in my language, but they usually end up in not A-star, is it?
A-list.
Movies. A-list movies. They end up in A-list movies as side characters. No one that's given any important significance to the story itself, but they become popular in the media. Or become popular in terms of the fans who support that franchise. And then that's how they build off it. That's how the actors build off that success and create a name and brand behind themselves. That's how it all starts. That's how it all goes. That's what I'm aware about. Yeah. What about you?
I'll just see some of the comments there. See King John. King John has joined us. They're talking about Xbox and the N64.
Oh, that's the best Extra Spice Mike's. He's still playing on a Nintendo 64.
He's not, is he? Well done, man. Extra Spice Mikey still has a Nintendo 64. Actually, because that brings me to a nice point. Do you have any old consoles yourself, or you just?
Yeah, I do have old consoles. I used to play the PS3 quite a lot, and I do own a few old Nintendos, such as the DSi, the Nintendo DSi and the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
I still own them, even though I don't know how to use them very much.
Right.
I play quite a lot of PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't bought an Xbox in my life.
Right.
But I might be doing that pretty soon if the PS5 price is going to be £500 as the rumors are saying.
Well, I bet 500. That's actually true. I've heard that myself. It's quoted at 500 UK pounds, which means in euros that would translate to about 660.
That's too much. I don't want to be rude or anything. I don't want to sound cheap, but that's a hell of a lot of money.
Well, of course it is, because
Just
then
to buy
the
outright.
games are going to be what? The games on PS4 are already what? 70, 80 quid.
60.
Can you imagine what they're going
Yeah.
to be on PS5? They're going to be 100 quid a pop. And then when you buy a game, then
Don't forget the online membership.
yeah, exactly. And then
The
you
online
have to
membership will
buy
take
on
up
all
another
these
£100.
add-ons. It's ridiculous. It is. Sony need to check themselves, man. They've made.
It's not only Sony, it's all the big franchises such as, I don't know if you know these people, but if you know Activision, the people who publish Call of Duty,
Yeah.
they've messed up. They pretty much messed up the whole Call of Duty series now. And it's all MTX on that game. And it's the same case with all other big games, such as GTA 5, and how Rockstar pretty much pushed shark cards and microtransactions through their entire game to the point where you would have to cheat the game itself to get modded money, or you would have to pay in to the conglomerate.
Well, I tell you now, what has changed the game, right, for all these other games, the reason why they feel like they have to branch into this is a little known game. Well, it was a little known game, but everybody knows
I think
it
I
now.
know what you're talking about.
I used to play it myself, and I got rid of it because I will say it is addictive, but it's fucking stupid anyway. But it's Fortnite. Fortnite is at the ruining it for everybody now, because all these first person shooters or whatever you call it, right, like Call of Duty, because I have, right, I don't even play. What do I play? I got the latest fucking zombie one, Black Ops 4, was it? Yeah, I don't even play Black Ops 4. I still have Black Ops fucking 3. I'd rather play Black Ops 3 over Black Ops 4 any day of the week. I got it for Christmas. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind the Titanic zombie map as much, and I play it for that. But you don't even get a campaign. You don't even get a campaign.
The reason they had to ditch the campaign was because of Battle Royale and Fortnite. It was because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, the game was shit. Any game made by Treyarch tends to always do shit nowadays because they always have to push the MTX through and push loot boxes that nobody wants to invest into. But the YouTubers are always promoting it, like they're the good ones. But the funny thing about these YouTubers promoting loot boxes and the MTX system of these kind of games are that one day they're telling everyone to use their code to get a discount on loot boxes in a game. Another day, they're complaining about how loot boxes are affecting everyday gamers. And I'm just here watching them, saying to myself, how are these dickheads not being called out by their own fans?
I agree. Because on one hand, they think they're doing something good, but then the result is what you're actually talking about. I mean, YouTubers, gaming YouTubers especially, have a lot to answer for. I mean, because you're right, they are the ones that are pushing this narrative. And it's a dangerous, do you know what? The Call of Duty series was great at one time. It's now a shadow of its former self. I would rather play the classic games over anything that they bring out now, to be quite honest with you.
I don't judge you. Nowadays, as I just have repeated a couple of times, it's pretty shit. They don't put enough time into the game.
Yeah.
And what they tend to do is they try to put as much content as they have to. Well, not as much content. They have to put the content that they have to into. Right now, I'm thinking about it. How do I put this into words? They've got to put content into the game. Wait, no. Have you noticed recently in the Call of Duty games, they tend to put very limited content into the base game?
Yeah.
But once the game is released and all, they tend to put all the downloadable post-launch content.
That's right. On
that can affect the game.
Yeah.
After the game is released.
Yeah.
By a price tag.
Yeah.
This is not exclusive for the Call of Duty series as well. There are many other games who do this as well. Many other games, and funny enough, they're all A-list, AAA titles. They put very limited content into the base game, just enough for the reviewers and the people who analyze the price and the content in the game say it's all good. they put enough for a £60 game. We don't have to call them out for it. But once it's out on the market, they're gonna start. They're gonna start putting all that content that they planned to put in the base game, but their publishers told them not to.
Yeah. For example, actually, I was looking. So on the PlayStation Store now, you can pre-order FIFA 20. So they have something like the Ultimate Edition. So I read it. Right, and then you get these certain things or something, and you get like 3 days access before everybody else. And then there's the.
I mean, that's not anything special,
right? Then there's the Standard Edition, right, which is the Standard Edition, right? So the Standard Edition is 69, I think, if I'm correct. The Ultimate Edition is something like 79, and then they have another one which basically apparently unlocks everything that you have to actually earn in the game, right? And that's £100 or something, €99, right? Ridiculous. It's the same game, right? They just, again, it's the same thing. Like you get all these add-ons. It's just if you buy extra.
This is a business move.
Yeah.
This is a business move. The people who make FIFA, which is EA, well, the reason they keep publishing a new FIFA every year is so they can make quick bucks at the beginning of every year. Because if they stayed with one game, if they had a universal FIFA, they knew they wouldn't be able to make as much money as they're making right now. Because even though me and you, right now in 2019, they could make a universal FIFA and they could keep updating that FIFA with the latest changes in the football world. But they choose not to do that.
I know.
And it's for the one reason, and it's for business.
Yeah.
And the shareholders. That is the reason why they keep making it.
I agree. It's the same with Doctor Who. Just linking it back to Doctor Who. It's the same with the DVD, the special Blu-ray releases as well. There's a certain amount of those released, and then they release then a general version for everybody else. Like it's ridiculous. Like the way businesses and video game publishers. And even Hollywood as well. Like, for example, Avengers Inc. Endgame's a perfect example. To release that and then to re-release it then with extra content just to get people to go back into the cinema to watch it, so it makes sure it breaks the all-time record, blah, blah, blah. That's disgraceful, like. And people are buying, but there's people that are buying into all this. Like, I play FIFA, right? I do play FIFA.
Yeah.
But I can tell you now that game hasn't changed in 5 years. It's 5 years since the last change on that game. They just keep rehashing the same fucking game, just adding extra little features to it every year. Now, apparently now FIFA 20 now is going to have a big overhaul. So it'll be interesting to see what actually has changed, because I've been essentially playing the same game for the last 5 years.
You know what I've noticed though?
What?
FIFA games don't have to come out every year. The biggest changes in their games tend to come out every 3 to 4 years, and that's when a new FIFA should come out. But that's when the most changes will come out, to a point where it is the new game you're playing and it's not the same old game with slightly new mechanics.
Exactly.
That's it, pretty much, every year.
No, you're right. That's what they've been doing for years, and they've been getting away with it though, because nobody speaks up. You know? Such
as FIFA, I think it was FIFA 15 or 14 when they really updated what is it called again? FIFA Ultimate Team. And then FIFA 17, 2 FIFAs later, they added the journey, which was a change that does deserve a new game. But then FIFA 18 and FIFA 19, we haven't seen any big changes, and there was probably no need to introduce new FIFA then. FIFA 20, yes, there is major changes coming into that game.
Yeah,
that would be a perfect time to release a new FIFA game. There is no need to keep releasing FIFA games every goddamn year and forcing the consumer to pay £50-60 when they know deep down the game they're playing is no different to the game that they're currently playing.
Exactly.
When it comes to FIFA,
I agree with you.
It's the same case for PES, but PES gets called out, so they tend to do pretty crap in the market. It's funny how they're still in the market. I thought they would have been bought out, or just would have gone to administration and go file bankruptcy, because they're doing pretty crap.
I agree with you, man. I mean, and I know you get into it, you get a heated debate with these people, right? Like you've been
Oh,
playing the
I
game,
do.
especially the FIFA crowd, because they don't like, no, it's a different game. It is. This is different to this. Get away. They've just changed a few little details, man. Gave the stadiums a better look and bleeding because the technology has changed. They haven't actually changed that much.
You know what? You know what the thing is. As I keep saying now, as you keep saying, in fact, that is pretty much what they're doing. All these changes don't require a new disc. You could just ask. You not ask. You could just give the players a new update that could change these looks, these graphic designs
Exactly.
of the stadiums. And if they wanted to add new modes into the game, you would need to make a brand new disc game to host these new modes, such as squad battles, mate.
Yeah.
Squad battles and division rivals. Those modes could have been introduced in FIFA 17 by an update, because nowadays in the 21st century you can do stuff like that. You can just you can create new modes and put them into the game by a downloadable update. There is no need to make a new game.
Yeah, I agree. That's why, like,
I mean, FIFA is the scummiest of all the. I mean, EA is the most scummiest people when it comes. No, most scummiest company when it comes to their own games.
I agree, because look, they don't just do it with FIFA. I mean, they've obviously got the NBA, don't they? They've also got do they do the wrestling games as well, and they do
yeah, I think so.
UFC games. Like, they're just a rehash. That's what they'll do with those games. It'll just be a rehash every year. And then, as you said yourself, every 3 to 4 years is when they actually can do proper changes to the game. And that's when the game should be coming out. But you're right, it's all money. And as long as people are buying these things, they're going to keep doing it though.
The games that tend to do really well, the games that are given a good range for development. You shouldn't be forcing a game every year, such as EA and Activision. They're always forcing their developers to copy and paste the previous game and change up some of the coding to make it look new, with a couple of changes behind the screen, so no one can say this is a copy and paste of the old game. And the fans that do recognize this are always pressed in their own community.
Oh, they're paid off.
I mean, they're there. I was wondering where they went. Yeah, could I also talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean series?
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard you talking about it earlier, and I really wanted to say something about it.
Right, go on.
You said the only 2 films that you respected in the franchise was the first and second one. But personally, I would say the first 3 films are great, but the 4th and 5th were just stalling, and it was kind of leaving the series to die.
I'll give you that one. I went to see the 3rd one in the cinema. I just thought it was a half an hour too long. I hate when they do that with movies, where they just make them too long. Right, but don't get me wrong. But it was more about the CGI in the 3rd one, I felt. Whereas, okay, there's CGI in all of them, because obviously, but the 4th one I just thought was better made. I don't know. The second one was okay, but it wasn't as good as the 1st one. I still maintain the 1st one's the best one.
By the way, I know the 4th and 5th film were the worst in the franchise, but would you say the 5th one was kind of better than the 4th film?
What one did we watch? 2 weeks ago? Was that the 3rd? Was that the 4th one or the 5th one? The one with Penelope Cruz.
4, I think. The Black Pearl, right?
No, that's the 4th one. The Black Pearl's the 4th one.
The one with the mermaids.
I think it was the Fountain of Youth one. Yeah, the mermaids.
Yeah, that's the 4th one, mate.
Yeah, I haven't seen the 5th one. I'll watch the 5th one. The 4th one was so.
5th one's a bit boring. When I was watching it last year, it was a pretty boring film. I mean, it had a couple of moments that had that nice nostalgia back to the first film, but John Depp was just kind of stalling it. He didn't have much to do in the film. It was just used for nostalgia purposes, but the nostalgia was just getting pushed around to a point where you didn't want to accept it. It's like being a little child being given your supper by your mum, but you don't want to have that food. That's how the fifth one was.
Say hello to Teddy.
You still, how are you doing, Teddy? You good?
He's good. So what do you think of the fact that they're going to be rebuilding this whole franchise again?
I think there's no point to do that. The way the fifth film ended with is it Keira Knightley and I forgot the other dude, but
Orlando.
who appeared in the,
I did see it. Orlando
yeah.
Bloom, yeah, where you have the moment on the beach.
Yeah, it wasn't the beach. I think I don't know if it was a beach, but I think it was on that greeny patch of grass. But both of them met up and they started to do smooch, and I almost felt like the series was starting to get back to its roots, and it was starting to get good once again at the end of that film. But then obviously Disney had to change it all up for the SJ. I don't want to say I'm going to say SJWs. I mean, I'm not surprised they did it though. They knew the series at the time was doing pretty crap. It was only able to get over 100. Was it? Did it get over 100 million? I don't think it did.
Well, the last one, I'll tell you now. Actually, hold on. Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, Cheryl is going to look it up and let us know.
Oh, okay, great. But yeah, talking about the new movies, I don't see the benefit of creating a new franchise when you literally had the fifth movie 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago.
The last movie, we need to know how much it made.
Wait, by any chance, is the new protagonist going to be a female for the new what do you call it? New Pirates of the Caribbean film? I've been hearing rumors about that.
Do you know what? I wouldn't put it past me to do that. We do know that Disney's vision for Pirates wasn't what Johnny Depp ended up doing. They had how much did it make? It made 74 million. Or 794 million it made worldwide.
But it was the lowest.
Well, I mean, that's quite good to be fair.
But that was the lowest. Yeah, but it was the lowest. It was the lowest out of all the movies. It was the lowest.
Wait, did the other movies tend to make over $1 billion, right? I think it is $1 billion. They usually make over $1 billion in the box office.
Yeah. If they don't make over $1 billion, they're not classed as successful pirate movies. And you remember when they first came out? I mean, I remember even watching that when that movie first came out. We hadn't had a decent pirate movie since what? Probably the 80s. Well, you say
80s.
80s for me, yeah. They used to do a lot of pirate movies back in the day. So,
you know what? Personally, I don't even know how the Pirates of the Caribbean movies have been going for this long under the Disney brand. I mean, I thought Pirates of the Caribbean was a bit too far for Disney's family-friendly image.
I agree, but they'll always find some way of making money, and you know they're rebuilding it, so God knows what they're gonna do with it. It'll probably be on Disney Plus or something, and be full of cartoon characters as well or something.
What is this Disney Plus? Why so many programs going on Disney Plus? Why is it going back onto a TV, well, not TV, but a TV series format?
Yeah, it's a streaming service apparently.
It's Netflix, basically.
But people are already saying it's going to actually flop. So,
I mean, just keep the stuff that appear in the movie, and keep that universe there. You can make references in the TV series, but don't.
Yeah, I think a couple of the Phase 4 TV series are actually going to be on this Disney Plus crap.
Oh my God!
I think She-Wolf.
You know what? I'm going to say
She-Wolf
something right
and something. She-Wolf or something's going to be on. Oh, not She-Wolf. She-Hulk is going to be on it or something.
She-Hulk. What?
Yeah.
Hulk's wife.
I don't
No.
know. I haven't got a clue. I only come into these comics because of the movies. I know there was a She-Hulk, but I don't know if she's actually related to Bruce. I haven't got a clue.
I mean, it doesn't work though. We shouldn't be having a TV series that is connected to the movies. It just never works with Marvel.
No.
Because do you know the Agents of Shield? Agent of Shield.
I got 5 episodes in and I gave up on it.
Exactly. There's nothing interesting in it.
No.
Marvel can't really force, not force, but they can't really create a whole superhero in a TV series because a TV series requires episodes, and episodes require time to make and the continuation of a storyline.
That's a bit stupid. Here, according to this, in the original She-Hulk comic, she was his cousin. Well, that's a bit stupid.
She had emergency blood transfusion.
She had emergency blood transfusion. What? Bruce gave her the blood and she became fucking.
Yeah, a milder version.
Okay.
She's a lawyer.
Okay, well, it is a comic, so I suppose. Not in the right remake. She isn't apparently. No, she's probably she's probably genderless. For fuck's sake. She-Wolf.
Oh yeah, by the way, what's happening with the whole Spider-Man Sony Disney issue on the rights?
Well, right. So here's the thing, right? Disney owned the character rights, but Sony owned the film rights. So that's how that goes. But what you call it? Disney and Sony.
We outbid Sony though.
What?
How long can Sony own the movie rights? Didn't Marvel put a time limit on that when they sold it off in the 80s?
I don't know actually. Cheryl, could you check that out first? There's another thing you need to check out first. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm asking you so many.
No, you're grand. That's what this is for.
Fine.
This is what this is for. So, find out how long the deal that Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man for. When does it run out?
But I mean, I don't know who's the dickhead in this whole issue.
No,
I think it's Disney, in my opinion. Disney asking for 50% of the rights is way too far.
Well, according to my wife,
The films.
who I have to say is doing an absolutely brilliant job right now, has told us that Sony owned the film rights forever unless they decide to sell.
And Marvel made the deal so they could use Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah, we know that.
Oh,
Also,
I thought there was a loophole in that. I heard there was a loophole within those rights. When Marvel sold Spider-Man off to Sony, they said Sony would have to make new movies with Spider-Man in it every couple of years, and if they didn't, the rights would automatically go back to Marvel, de facto going to Disney.
Well, that could be the case. It's not. She hasn't read the whole article there, but that could be the case. But Sony is not going to be that stupid now to let go of something that they've just got back. Now,
they're not.
Now, in fairness, some people are asking who are the bigger dickheads in this situation. Nobody is coming out of this.
It was Disney.
But Disney are the bigger dickheads.
Disney is the biggest dickhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would you ask for 50% of the rights when Sony owned the rights?
Exactly.
They can keep the rights as long as they release a new Spider-Man movie every 5 years and 9 months.
All right. So they have to release a new Spider-Man movie every 5 years and 9 months.
Which is why you keep getting shit Spider-Man movies.
So hang on.
Okay.
So every 5
Hold on.
years, Sony have to make. So every 5 years, we're going to essentially get a Spider-Man movie
Every 5 years, 9 months.
for the rest of our lives.
Hold on.
If they don't,
Does it have to be a Spider-Man movie, or do they have to have Spider-Man in a movie?
if it releases
Does it
a
specify that?
Spider-Man movie, is what it says.
Right. Well, does it stipulate that Spider-Man actually has to be in the actual movie? That's weird, isn't it? So that means then
right now.
we will have Spider-Man movies until I'm an old man. Wow. Now I like Spider-Man, but
I mean,
come on.
it's not a big issue for Sony to do. Sony
No.
can keep on making these movies, and they can keep on spending as little as they need to just post them out on straight to DVD release if it has to be the case, without all the advertisements and all of that. And that way they'll be able to hold on to the rights without
Exactly.
spending much.
Specifically, Sony has to release
Right.
a Spider-Man.
It just says Sony has to release a Spider-Man movie every 5 years and 9 months.
Otherwise, they have to give the rights back.
Otherwise, they'd have to give the rights back to Marvel. Wow.
Sony ain't gonna do that. That's not gonna happen.
No, it's why you're making shit Spider-Man movies.
They will. That's why
I mean,
Cheryl makes the
if it came
point.
to
That's
a-
why we'll get shit Spider-Man movies, because they will. They'll butcher this. Can I have that up, please?
That's what they did with the Amazing Spider-Man franchise.
Exactly.
The only reason they used, thank you. The only reason they made the Amazing Spider-Man franchise was because they needed to hold on to the rights.
Yeah.
When I was watching that movie, when I was watching those two set of movies, what I saw was pretty much a romantic version of Spider-Man. Who didn't really have any life problems. Yes, Uncle Ben got killed in the beginning, but over time.
Well, let's hope we don't get another Origins feckin' story. I don't give a crap.
No one wants to have those kind of stories anymore.
No.
There are many. We already have the original. We already have the original Spider-Man, not the Amazing Spider-Man series, but the original Tobey Maguire's movie set. That if you wanted to look back on, see how Spider-Man became who he is now, we can look at that. But from now on, they need to be looking into the future and get is it the Sinister Six?
Yeah.
Get Sinister Six in, and they need to be starting this whole multiverse with all the other Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
Because we don't really see that in the Spider-Man universe, and I feel like if the Disney and Sony deal continued, it's most likely they would have opened up the multiverse to Spider-Man that we've never seen before on the not telly, on the cinemas.
Right, just briefly before you go, what the latest rumors. Obviously, we'll just finish with that, because to bring other, I've got people waiting, but
I'm so sorry if I've been.
No, you're all right.
Thank you.
Are you blowing your nose there? Are you?
No, sorry, I was just holding on to my mic because I was connecting my charger.
Right. So I thought you were blowing your nose there or something. What was I going to say? Yeah, so obviously there's rumors flying about Titan security. Obviously, Series 12.
Series 12.
Yeah, Doctor Who, apparently security. But we obviously spoke about this a couple of weeks ago on the channel. It's resurfaced, obviously, again, and obviously the fans are speculating. Some fans are speculating it could be the new Doctor. Others are saying it's the Christmas special, which we spoke about. I mean, I don't know really what to ask you. I mean, but the rumors about the Master again, Missy, War Doctor, as well as being mentioned. Would you be happy if those characters came back in any way?
I mean, I wouldn't want Missy to come back, but for the Master to come back, are we talking about the John Sim Master? Or is it going to be by?
Just all I've heard is that the Master or Missy's being mentioned, even the War Doctor's being mentioned. So I don't know if they're actually talking about John Sim per se, but there's been rumors about the Master may appear in Doctor Who.
Series 12.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do that. We already had the Master come back 2 years ago. The Master was great in those two set of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Why bring him back, especially in a poor era of Doctor Who?
But again, it could be desperation by the BBC. Go all out, Daleks, Jadoon, Cybermen, the Master. If that is the case, and again, as I said earlier at the start of this video,
but all of these villains don't work. All of these villains won't work in Series 12 under Chibnall's authority.
True, but again, if this is happening, it just goes to show you, as I said, the desperation. If they are pulling out all the stops to make this, try to make this as a success. it's going to be interesting the last couple of weeks. Right, listen, I'm going to go
You know what
on.
they've got?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
what they've got to do for Series 12 is dig into those one-liners from Series 11, such as the Timeless Child and the thing about where King John or something referenced "You hide behind your name, Doctor," to Jodie Whittaker. They need to be using those. They need to be using those as a one. They need to be using those one-liners and explore them a lot more in Series 12 and use the Jadoon and all these former villains to highlight her secrets and her way of handling issues that could affect companions and the way they see the Doctor.
Yeah, true. Because I mean, as I've always said, the biggest change in the show's history, and they didn't even really address it. And that's the biggest sticker point for me. You're going to make a change like that and you don't address it. You just expect fans to roll with it. Well, I'm sorry, some fans actually.
We will see.
Yeah. Right, listen, I'm going to, because I've got Daniel, Daniel and
It's all good. It's all good. I know everyone's got to talk on this live stream. I completely respect
Not a
that.
bother, man. But if you want to come on again, we're back on tomorrow night, as you know yourself, for the normal live stream. So if you're,
I'll try my best.
If you're around tomorrow, you're more than welcome to come on. And thanks for the great call.
Have a good one anyway.
No problem, man.
No problem.
Thanks.
I like talking about other stuff.
What?
I like to talk about other stuff.
No problem, man. I can bring you on any time, mate. Thanks for coming on. Great call as usual. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Bye.
Bye. And that was the last time, Lord. I've got Daniel next on my list according to this. We'll get Daniel on now in a second. I'll just see that there's a couple of people at the I know I kind of let that call go a bit too far myself because of such a good conversation. Sometimes that does happen, but I am going to try limit it down because obviously when we do get more calls, obviously people will want. I see Gary is here anyway. RG Ross has joined us. Bad Wolf 66 is here as well. Unknown 289, and we got the Doctor, aka Amy. Paul is here as well. Hi Desert 004. And Blue Bonnet Hoovian. Michelle is here. Super John. Welcome all. Great conversation. No, don't worry about it. It happens. But I should be a little bit more on it, to be quite honest with you. I had got the timer here. Should have really set that. But look, I won't set it tonight because it'll be unfair on the other caller. So we'll just go as I'll just kind of that was a 40-minute call. So we'll give everybody at least 20 minutes or so. 25 minutes tonight. See how many calls we get in. But that's what happens when you have good conversation. So we've got Daniel on next, I think. So I'll just read out a few of your comments there. I don't want John Sim to come back. He never owned the role. To me, overacted the role, says Paul. I would have to agree with you on that. I actually didn't particularly like him when he came back. When he came back as that weird bloody, I don't know what they were doing with bleeding lasers and all coming out of him. Whatever the crap that was going on with that. I think he meant to say OTT, which means over the top. I think that's what they meant. Yeah, I was right. See, there you go. Right. So it would be nice to see Time Lord villain that is new. I like both Michelle Gomez and John Sim, but that's just me. He was good though. I like the master from the classic Doctor Who. Yeah, they're my two favorite masters. Can't beat them. They are the pinnacle. it doesn't matter who you get. It would have to be a sensational performance, in my opinion. Which, for me personally, I wouldn't mind Andrew Scott getting the role of the Master. So, just a reminder of what the topics of conversation are for anybody that has joined us. So, we will briefly talk about the rumors that are circulating about AMP security. Obviously, some fans have speculated that it could be the new Doctor. Some are speculating that it could be obviously the Christmas special being filmed. Obviously, we spoke about this a couple of weeks back after the leak. We actually even spoke about this a few times on the live stream. We said that there was hardly any information getting out because of that. So it's not new that security is being beefed up. But if there is extra security there all of a sudden, then there obviously indicates that there is something happening. Now, obviously, I've, as I do with all rumors, sources contacted, and we will just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, but look, again, it's like these master rumors started, as I said, a few months back. Now they've resurfaced. It's same with the Rose rumors. This happens every time Doctor Who is off the air, right? When a new series is coming, there is lots of speculation. Always. There's always speculation. And it's always about the same reoccurring characters. I mean, we also had the River speculation. Do you remember? So it's not the only, you know what I mean? It's every year. You'll always get speculation about a former character. Then it was Captain Jack at one stage was supposed to be coming back. He was a shoe-in to be coming back as well with Billy Piper. And then that turned out it wasn't going to happen and stuff like that. So the speculation all the time. Obviously, I found it on Twitter, but I didn't realize because I never read the second tweet, which I should have. But it's obviously coming from Matrix Lord 212. I don't know because I don't follow him anymore. I've just decided the best thing to do is just ignore people that are causing me annoyance. So I don't watch the videos anymore. So if that's what he's saying, I'm not going to. I'll just take it whatever which way you want it, to be quite honest with you. But I have been accused by him in the past and not talking about the news. So I spoke about the stuff that you spoke about, and I'm saying there's nothing in it. Right? That's just me speculating right now. I'm waiting on the source to tell me that there's nothing in it. But as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing in it because, course security was going to be bumped up. But if there is extra security there, then yes, there's something big happening. Or it could be even the filming, as they said, this Christmas special that's not supposed to be a Christmas special, but is a Christmas special that isn't a Christmas special, and you don't know when it's coming out and all this crap, right? So we'll just have to wait. It's all right now. I'm like you guys. It's a waiting game, right? I said it already before that information is going to be very hard to come by for anybody out there, right? Anybody out there. What's basically happening is people are going out and they're doing their own little research, and that's fine. I do the same myself. You know what I mean? You might pick up 1-2 bits of information here and there and try. The sources have gone somewhat quiet lately, but that's what happens when there's a big major leak. Bad Wolf 66. You see, as I told you, and I said this the night it actually happened, and you can go back and watch the live stream. I even said it then. All that leaked information about Cardiff, about all the things that were going on behind closed doors, was not supposed to be leaked on the night that it was leaked. All right? Someone jumped the gun, right? This thing needed to be timed at the right time. So, someone jumped the gun, ruined everybody else's. This is what happened. Basically, shot everybody in the foot, right? Basically, bit the hand off that fed them, basically. Wanted to go public because wanted to be the one that, yay, look at me, I'm the one that did it, right? But the result of that is obviously what happens when there's a leak. Well, they're not going to leave it the same way, are they? So, I mean, course the sources and all sources, and there's multiple sources around, even on Twitter, as you know, yourselves. There's some on Facebook, there's some on different forums all over. Everybody is quiet. Everybody. Because of this, because of this. That's what happens. So, like yous now, I'm just waiting, just like yous now. I'm in the dark, just as much as yous are, right? And we'll just have to wait and see now. It's just, that's what that's why I was always very careful when I was really that's why I always waited, even if I got information a couple of days beforehand. I never released it until I was given the go ahead, because that's how you do it. That's how you stay loyal to your sources, right? That's how you do it. You don't burn any bridges. But someone obviously had a different plan, right, and ruined it for everybody else. So yeah. So we'll just have to see what happens. Where did the rumor that something is coming on the 20th or the 28th start from? Well, I did say here on this channel, if you all remember, that there was a rumored announcement happening in September. So, I said it was highly unlikely that it'd be at the start, but you'd probably get something near the end. So that is something that all the other sources have spoken about. So yes, there is supposed to be some sort of announcement on at the end of this month. And then apparently then there's supposed to be another announcement then over the Christmas period. Right? So again, I already spoke about this on when I was giving out the information on the live stream. Everything that I've actually said is on live streams, right? And it's on videos that I've done in the past, which is kind of, because when I have others taking pops at me, as you have seen in the last couple of weeks, it's actually quite amazing. Do they just cherry pick what videos they're going to watch? Do you not watch all my videos? Because if you did, you'd actually be able to when you do a video on me, you'll actually be able to get your facts straight. We've got Daniel coming on next, but the wife has just whispered something in my ear there. So
did you see Gary's suggestion for future stream?
What did Gary say for future
Film
stream?
franchises, best and worst, which went on too long, which should come back.
The what? Slow down.
Film franchises.
Right.
Best and worst.
Right.
Which went on too long,
mm-hmm.
What should come back or stay dead.
Right.
That might make a good...
Okay, Fast and the Furious is one that should be dead. Gone. Terminator franchise, dead. Gone. Star Wars, Star Trek, gone. Right? Gone too far. Ones that should stay dead, Back to the Future. Never want to see them movies remade. If anybody in Hollywood attempts to remake those movies, I'm getting on a plane, finding out who it is, and I'm throwing them out the top of a building. It's never going to happen. Franchises that I wish that would come back, I've no desire for any franchise to come back, really. I'd rather them make original content. But yeah, that is a stream that we will definitely do. And you know what? Since that you suggested it, Gary, I will get you on as the first guest. Okay, so I'll get Cheryl to put you down now on a list there, because you came up with that live stream suggestion. And if anybody does have a suggestion for a live stream, right? Because what I'm gonna do is now, right? I'm actually breaking this to Cheryl as well at the same time, but I suppose she probably kind of knew anyway, because I do the 4 streams a week anyway, right? So we'll leave it like that. But what will happen is 3 is going to still remain Doctor Who, right? And then the 4th one then is going to be whatever you want that stream to be. So get these suggestions into the comment section there, right? So Cheryl then can write them down, and then without sounding bad, if I think it's a good idea to do a stream on it, right, then I'll bring you on as the main guest, right? And you will come on, you'll get the longest airtime, right? We'll get to have a bit of a back and forward banter. We'll read out some of the live comments then we'll kick you off then. We'll get a few of the other callers on, and then we'll go from there. So if you have any suggestions for live streams, put them down. I see Bad Wolf 66 has said Dark Souls live stream. Nice. Well, as I am the Dark Lord, Why not? Put that down anyway for a laugh. I like to be out there. Um, Now, of course, if you do suggest a live stream, that means that you want to come on, right? So, um, yeah. Daniel put Classic Who era live stream,
And yeah, True Vivian's movies.
and True Whovian says movies. That's great. Well, this is what this one is supposed to be about. But yeah, uh, where you play Dark Souls and try not to die. Okay, I don't. Fair enough. I don't mind trying that in live on. I'll do a Ouija board for you all if you want.
No.
Just make sure Cheryl's out of the room. Science and comedy. Oh, we'll have to bring Stephen on as well at some stage for we will do a special stream with him about Series 11 and in general. But for the next couple of weeks, let's providing nothing happens in the Doctor Who universe, we'll try keep it a little bit more upbeat. I will definitely do a classic one because there's plenty of classic Doctor Who episodes we can actually talk about. Rocket Runner, you have that one as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cheryl has them all there. So I won't read them out. Cheryl has them there. So if you have made a suggestion, the means are coming on as well. So I'm going to get our second guest on tonight, and it's me pal, and I love having him on. After last night's live stream, when it cut off, I got a message off him straight away, and it was like, no, the next time you have one, do you mind if I come on again? And I was like, brilliant, because this is what I was talking about, wasn't I? Like, the more you come on, the more confident you get. And the fact that Daniel is always the first one to put his name straight up to come on, I wish the rest of you were as brave as him to come on and face the master. I'm only messing. The True Whovian says more than 80 stream things. We actually did an 80 stream a couple of weeks back, and it was actually one of the nicest streams we actually had. So yeah, we'll do another 80 stream because I love everything 80s. So I'm gonna bring Daniel on now, and obviously Daniel will give his thoughts obviously on the whole rumor thing, and we'll find out what he thinks about the rumors, and then obviously then we will try find out what his favorite movies are, whether it's Ghostbusters, like me growing up, or was he more into the horror movies? What?
All John Hughes.
John Hughes movies. Yeah, you never know. You get surprised by people's movie choices. I think. I like personally, right? Well, there's not going to be personally anymore. They're all going to know, but. I actually don't mind watching an hour musical. Yeah, slap me down. I don't mean any of the new ones that came out. I'm talking about the old ones, the likes of Sound of Music, Annie, Oliver, even the old Dirty Dancing's not bad. Yeah, I don't have the Patrick Swayze body or anything, but I'll give it loads. Nobody puts Cheryl in a corner. Do you believe in ghosts and all? No. I'm only messing. I don't know. I look, I'm kind of one of these people is I have to see it to believe it. So when it comes to who up above, I have to see him to believe it. I'm probably going to hell, but that's just the way I am. Right, I'm gonna get Daniel on anyway. Enough of me ranting about the way I believe in ghosts. Who are you gonna call? We're gonna call Daniel. I'm afraid of no ghosts.
No.
Hello, Daniel. How are you?
I'm alright. No, how are you?
I'm great, mate. I'm great. So listen, I'll just because I don't want to cover this too long, but we'll just talk about briefly about the latest rumors that are flying about. What are your thoughts on these rumors? Do you are you like me? Just same old, same old. There's always rumors, or have you got a different opinion?
Yeah, but also I have no interest in seeing that particular character being destroyed by this era because there's been like the Daleks that have been destroyed. You know for a fact that the Cybermen are going to be destroyed. So now you can just stick that up your arse. So if you're the BBC.
He said stick that up your ass.
Yes.
Oh my god! Are you trying to fucking kill me? Seriously? Oh my god! Right? Yeah. So yeah. So what you hoping? I mean, you're obviously hoping, like I am, that this means one thing and one thing only. That it means it's the departure of Whitaker and from the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be doing cartwheels and everything.
Yeah, I think at this stage now, everybody is just like, when is it gonna end now? It's just like, I mean, it's ridiculous how long BBC have actually stayed quiet. Are you there?
Yep. I agree.
Right, so here, listen, come on. Obviously, I don't want to focus too much on
Yeah.
on Doctor Who tonight. So,
Let's be a bit more positive.
yeah. So let me tell me. So, what were your favorite movies growing up as a kid?
The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies were on the Annabelle Act movies. Although I did actually I caught the new one no because I thought it looked shit basically. And the actress came across as arrogant basically. With some of the stuff she was coming away with.
Yeah. It's quite funny that you say that, because that just seems to be the attitude of these people that star in these type of movies now. They just seem to have this attitude and arrogance about them.
Yeah.
It's like it's ridiculous. I mean, how long are we going to put up with stuff like that? But yeah, the Hobbit movies. What's your favorite one out of them? Be interested to hear from you, because my favorite one obviously is obviously going to be the first one. I didn't mind the second one, but
definitely the first one. I think by the end though, because I enjoyed the second one, but the end one was a bit sort of rushed. I think though there wasn't really much to go on basically with the last one, which is a shame though, because I really enjoy the story and I enjoy like the odd things and all that though. So it's a shame to see that the last Hobbit movie didn't really live up to the rest of the kind of movies though, because I really enjoy them though. They're good stories basically.
yeah, I do agree with you with the last one. I do feel that the last one was actually let down on a few points. Firstly,
Yeah.
I think it did. Like, I mean, I don't think. Look, it didn't deserve 3 movies anyway. I mean, the book
Yeah.
itself, they stretched it, right? They made 3 movies, but here's I could understand why, because they wanted to get so much in. But by the time the third one came along, I thought, okay, grand. So let's continue the story. But there was hardly any story in it. But also, I thought the big letdown for this one, which was great for the first two, and even the Lord of the Rings saga, which was the
Yeah.
CGI. I thought the CGI was very poor, actually, for that.
Yeah, the CGI was crap
It
in
was actually very
comparison.
poor for the last one, yeah? Very poor.
And in comparison, like to the Lord of the Rings, because they were shot in the early 2000s, even they had better CGI than what the last Hobbit they did. So, like, I don't see how that should be acceptable, though, because this is sort of a modern movie, and the CGI he just is non-existent in a way. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. So Blue Bonnet Hoovian said here, I really like the Lord of the Rings trilogy better myself. Um, I actually agree. I actually do prefer the Lord of the, and I
Yeah,
can't believe I actually saying
yeah,
that because I wasn't.
yeah, I do as well.
Yeah,
Um, sorry, no. The only issue I have with it is that under the king is a bit too long, though. But apart from that, though, the movies are awesome movies, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Because I
I've
can,
I've got the 4 hour versions of the
yeah,
Lord of the Rings movies.
yeah, same.
Um, but but when they first came out, it's actually unusual, right? Because when everybody was hyped about these Lord of the Rings movies, it's the same with me with Harry Potter. But I will say one thing about Harry Potter: I still won't watch Harry Potter, even if it was the last movie on the planet. I just can't stand them. That's just personally
Ah,
me. I'm just not a fan of Harry Potter. Could never get into
yeah,
them. But see, Lord of the Rings, I was the same with those movies. When the hype was out about those movies, I was like, who wants to watch these bleeding shit? I used to slag people for watching these movies, and I remember it was
yeah,
it was about 10 years ago. I had nothing better to watch,
yeah.
and I said
Um,
I'll whack on a movie, and I whacked on that
um,
one, and I had to watch the second one. I stayed up for like 16 hours or something, or 12 hours, and I watched every single movie, and I
um,
never enjoyed movies so much in all my life. Go ahead, Daniel.
And to be honest with you, yeah, I've kind of gone off Harry Potter myself. I just to be very into it, but like, and as well, I don't see the point in all these sort of new movies that have come out, like the Fantastic Beasts story. That's pointless. It's that sort of, and that's cash that you don't need to be spending the dough and producing those kind of movies.
Yeah, I think Cheryl, you like the Fantastic Beast movie, don't you?
I didn't see that one. I love Lord
Oh,
of the
did
Rings,
you
so I love
know?
them. I've seen
Oh,
them.
yeah, I think it's a movie she wants to actually see, but
And I love all Harry Potter
yeah, I
movies
mean,
too.
I've not,
she's a big fan of Harry Potter as well. She is, yeah, yeah,
I've not even bothered seeing them, but I can just tell that I can just tell that they're going to be pointless. So if I do that, then I have no interest in seeing them. If you get what I mean,
I
or
do.
well, I've got a very strong opinion, and if I enjoy if I enjoy something, I'll go and see it. But if it appears to be shit, I won't go and see it.
Yeah, yeah, you're like me. You're like me. If I even watch a trailer, and if
Yeah,
I think the trailer is shit, and then I already have a bad opinion about that movie before I even watch it. That's why I
yeah,
don't even like trailers today. I've never. Do you remember the? Do
yeah,
you remember the trailers back in the old day when you used to get the VHS or the DVDs? It'd be like, one night there was a man and he was walking through the town and shit went down and all this crap, right?
yeah,
Now they give you the whole movie in trailers. If you see all the teaser trailers that they give you, all the different trailers that they give you the first version and the second version and the third version. You put all those trailers together, all the teaser trailer trailers together and you figure out the whole fucking movie nowadays. They give too
Yeah,
much
I know
away.
Yeah, no, it's hard to believe it. It's hard, it's hard to believe sort of. It's hard to believe of the time to go and see the movie because the trailers actually spoiled about 95% of the movie.
Exactly.
It's pointless.
Yeah, that's why I was actually excited about the Maverick trailer, because even though there's no need for another Top Gun movie, and I actually don't think there is need for another Top Gun movie, but the fact that Tom Cruise is in it, it's actually going to be decent because he doesn't really make too many bad movies. Whether you like his personal politics or not, that's beside the point. When it comes to acting, he doesn't make that bad movie. But what I loved about the Maverick trailer was it gave absolutely nothing away except we kind of know a little bit of detail of what's happened to them since then, but that's it.
I, I, I'll tell you another movie that sort of disappointed me. See the second Dark Knight movie, that sort of disappointed me. I preferred the first one, to be honest with you. I thought the second one was a bit boring, basically. I don't know what your opinion is on that, but
What the second
Dark Knight,
the Dark Knight or the Dark Knight Rises?
the Dark Knight Rises, which is the second.
Yeah, I did. I have to agree with you. I think the Dark Knight Rises was a boring movie.
Yeah, in comparison to the first one, which I enjoyed, but the second one was a bit of a letdown for me, and it left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, but I think the original plan for that movie was, and someone could correct me if I'm wrong in the live comments, but if I'm correct in saying Heath Ledger was supposed to be part of that final movie too. The Joker was going to be part of that movie, but obviously after he died, the plot obviously changed and it became more about Bane. I know Bane was always going to be in it as far as I know, but the Joker was supposed to play a part in that movie. So yeah, I do agree with you that it. But don't get me wrong, it's still it's. I know the third one has its faults, but let's be honest, it's not a bad trilogy, and DC, they haven't really. I mean, they've had Wonder Woman and stuff like that, but let's look at DC as a whole. I mean,
I've not even seen that yet. Is that any good? Because if it's crappy, I won't watch it.
Wonder Woman.
So I'm trusting your opinion as a very knowledgeable guy. Because I know you're on the ball when it comes to stuff like that. So
there's to say that there's no agenda in the movie would be wrong to say. Is it in your face? Maybe one or two scenes it is a little bit in your face. It's an interesting movie. I mean, but I think it was Paul that actually made the point. I think the other night. I think it was the first half of the movie was very interesting, and then the second half of the movie, if I'm getting it correct, the second half, it's not a bad look. Is it better than Aquaman, Wonder Woman? Yes. I think it is personally. People will probably shoot me in the live comments for saying that, but I found Aquaman visually looked stunning, right? Story wise, it lacked. I'm sorry, but if the story lacks, I don't care how good the visual effects are or how good the star is that you have in the movie. If you don't have a story, you're going to fail. It's the same with Shazam. I feel that movie is overhyped for the simple fact is because of the whole Captain Marvel business. I've watched Shazam. I watched it with
I-
actually we watched it, didn't we?
Yeah,
What
it's
did you
adequate.
honestly think of Shazam?
It's adequate.
See now,
I like the little girl.
yeah, Sharon Light thinks it was okay, right? Whereas again, I felt
Again,
it was boring and it actually wasn't. Everybody was saying it was fun, it was delightful. I actually didn't find that movie fun at all. And maybe I've lost my sense of humor, or maybe I don't get American humor, but Shazam actually fell flat for me. So for me, the only decent movies DC have actually done is the Dark Knight trilogy, but that's actually not part of this whole universe. Yeah, but Wonder Woman is kind of still has its flaws. If you're looking at a perfect trilogy, in my opinion, yes, the last movie has flaws in it. I will say, but it's a damn good trilogy compared to the shite that they're churning out now.
again, back to your Captain Marvel point, I get no interest other than actually making the effort to go and actually watch that movie, partly because of some of the stuff that she's come out and said as well. She's a very arrogant, spoiled, very self-entitled, and like I remember the video that you posted about the Indian movie and some of the comments that she was actually outing off about, and like you, and you're like, shut up. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, see, this is the problem. You're giving somebody like her a platform to express her basically.
I get you that he's brilliant. Do you know what? I couldn't agree with you more. That Brie Larson, right? Now, no matter, you all know how I feel about Whittaker, so I'm not going to mention her in this, but Brie Larson, right? She won an Oscar, right? I think. Didn't she win an Oscar for something? I don't care what she won the Oscar for, right? She obviously won the Oscar for the best wooden plank I've ever seen, right? I've seen all the trailers to Captain Marvel, right? I seen her obviously in the few minutes that she was in the Endgame, but obviously she was supposed to be a lot more in the movie. But even Disney realized, oh shit, she said too much, right? This is why I won't support Brie Larson or any of her movies ever again. It's because the stuff that she obviously has come out with that we've heard. No white dude is gonna review my film. Well,
Yeah,
whether you like her or not, Miss Marvel, or whatever you call your Captain Marvel, wherever you want to call yourself, right?
yeah,
Most of your fandom is male, and I say, and that's not disputable. That's fact, right? It's
here,
mostly male, right? There is a
and
female. Obviously, there is. I'm not saying there isn't women out there that don't like comic book heroes and comic books and all that. There is, but it's a mostly male dominated world. And I'm sorry, when it comes to the comic book world, that is right now. They all want to change and they want to be all balanced and all this. It's never going to be balanced, right? Whether they like it or not. That's just the way it is in that industry, and they need to get over themselves.
yeah, the, yeah, see because she's a, um, see because she's a female as well. Like she can, like Hollywood aren't going to hold her accountable for
Yeah.
that. They'll see if it was a guy saying that. I guarantee you that guy wouldn't get any more jobs in the industry, but because she's a female, Hollywood aren't going to question that. It's the same with Jodie Whittaker and all the, and no, it's because they're female that they won't be held accountable. If it was a guy coming out saying all this crap, though, he'd be blacklisted from the industry. He talk about the double standards.
No, you're
I'm
right.
getting sick of it.
No, you're right. They talk about equality, they talk about equal rights, but then you're right. it's the same. And Cheryl will even agree with me on this. Me and Cheryl, when when we first start getting to know each other and stuff, and couples have their own TV programs that they end up watching together and stuff. So me and Cheryl, we got into these murder things for a while, right? Do you remember? Now I'm still gonna lose me train of thought here. I don't even know what I was gonna say. Yeah, we used to watch murder. Yeah, but I don't know what point I was trying to make. Oh yeah, and the point I'm making is right. So we'd watch one, right, and say there was two cases on this, right, and there'd be a male and a female, and they'd be involved in the same murder. So they'd murder the same person, right? So they'd be both equally at fault, right? For murdering, right? So they both get a knife. I'm just using this as an example, right? So they both get the knife and they both stick it in the person at the same time. Now I know that's highly unlikely, but just say, right? Bang, right? The man will get probably, I don't know what you get for murder in America, right? Right, so we just say 25 years to life, right? I'm not saying that's accurate, right? But the woman will get like 7 years, and then she'd get like 7 years probation and stuff like that, right? So if they're talking about equal rights, right, then it truly should mean equal rights. So it'll never be equal, because at the end of the day, women will always want, I'm not saying it's all women out there, radical feminists will always want special treatments, right? They talk about equal rights, but at the same time they want certain things for that. That's not how it works, right? Equal rights means that if you punch a man in the face, a man has a right to defend himself and punch you back in the face. Equal rights means that if a male has a job and it pays a certain wage and you want that job and you have the same job, you get paid the same. That's equal, right? When you run a TV show or you run a movie, right? If you want equal rights, you make movies that appeal to everybody. You make TV shows that appeal to everybody. You don't just go in with your rhetoric. And I don't like Brie Larson because
but too many franchises have been destroyed now, to be honest. When's it going to stop, though, to be honest? Because too many of them have been destroyed by all this crap, and I don't mean to get political on you, but it's starting to piss me off. Well, so...
No, I mean, look, this has been going on now how long? Some people will argue 2016, but we'll just leave it at 2016. So Ghostbusters 2016 is a prime example of how woke you can go and how bad it can fail, right? Have they learned lessons from that? No, clearly not, right? As you said yourself, how many franchises need to fall? Let's discuss some. Let's list some of those franchises, right? So we've got the Terminator franchise, right?
Yeah.
We've got the Star Trek franchise. We've got the Star Wars franchise.
Like I've said, all the Marvel movies.
Exactly.
And like there's probably hundreds more now that have fallen.
I mean,
fallen due to this.
I read something very interesting, and the big YouTubers have covered this. Gary from Neurotics has covered this. I've seen it.
I do keep an eye on his channel a lot.
Yeah, I'm the same. I do. I actually do listen to a few of his live streams with Cheryl here, but he's been covering this whole thing now. So apparently, now I haven't actually watched his video yet, so I don't know the content of his video. I just know from the thumbnail. So basically, and I've seen it all over Twitter as well. So basically, Iron Man is coming to the MCU. So that's what they call it. They call it the MCU because Phase 4 is basically Phase 4 is basically ridiculous.
But judging what people have said, I've not actually seen that movie, but judging what people have actually said, is that basically Iron Man had a good send off. So what's the point in bringing him back when you're destroying a good ending to
Well,
something? If you know what I mean.
yeah, I'll
Like
tell you why.
just kind
It's
of leave it alone.
Yeah, but I'll tell you why this is happening, right? It's only happening for one reason and one reason only. See, Marvel, Disney, all these woke journalists, all these woke actresses, all these woke people won't admit one thing to themselves, right? That
Yeah,
if the MCU Phase 4 doesn't have a male figure as its head, it's going to fail. Now, it already failed because they lost Spider-Man. And now what's
yep,
happened is that they've panicked now because they know Brie Larson is tainted. He cannot be the face of Phase 4. So they decided to rope in poor Robert Downey Jr. And you know what? Don't blame him because they'll probably throw all the money at him in the world. And who's going to you know what I mean? He's going to do it. I don't blame him. Play Iron Man. He does love. He loves the role, so he's going to play. I don't know
yeah,
how he's going to come about being in it, right? But at the end of the day, isn't it ironic that these women, these radical feminists, all these woke journalists and all that are all for these women's rights, and then all of a sudden they need a male to head the whole thing off because they know that nobody wants this bullshit.
yeah.
Even women have turned their backs on all this crap because
Also, um, also you've got the carry on with you get the carry on with that Ollie Jones headstone situation. Now, when I heard about that, I was sick to my stomach
mm,
because that was a boy that basically he idolised Spider-Man as a character, and the fact that he won't have that as headstone really was sickens me, to be honest with you. Disney need to just piss off now. Seriously, after that, after that, how can you go to bed at night and say that, oh, that was the right thing to do, or whatever, if you know what I mean?
no, I agree
I,
with you
I was
100%.
just I was just disgraced. Oh,
No, I agree. I mean, it's still one of the biggest things, and it's still, and the thing about it is like when it was when it was all brought up on every YouTuber, and I didn't know whether you were a big YouTuber, a small YouTuber, everybody covered this story. I even covered
yeah,
it myself. Ballstreck covered it, Doomcock covered it, Neurotics, all the other YouTubers out there that could cover it, covered it, right? And Disney still haven't. There's even a petition out there, right? And they won't. Now, everybody thought
yeah.
there was obviously a glimmer of hope because Sony obviously had back Spider Man, but unfortunately, that isn't the case. Spider Man, the character rights, Marvel own, but it's the movie
I
rights.
thought, um, um, I thought it all went back to Sony.
Just the movie rights, not the character rights. Disney own the character rights, hence why they won't let um Ollie's father use Spider Man because apparently it goes against Walt Disney's own rules. But here's the thing, and I've said this from day
That's a
one. It's
that's a piece of absolute bullshit, and I think deep down in that to them all they care about is the cash,
yeah,
and which is a disgraceful and that, and it sickens me to
I
my
agree. I
stomach.
agree with you 100%. But here's the thing: that's not even the issue here, right? See, the thing about it is, right, is that as far as I'm aware, that it's only covered by original Disney characters, right? This is a what do you call it? An IP or something? Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
That's what that they bought that, right? They bought Spider Man, right? They did not
Yep.
create Spider-Man. So I think if it's not owned by Disney, as in it wasn't created by Disney in the first place, then
Yeah.
I can understand if they don't want to. I know it is a lot of crap, and I agree with you because in their movies, the mother is always the one that dies a brutal death in their movies. So when they say they don't want their products to be associated with death, well, Disney, maybe you should look at the movies that you've done for the past fucking 50, 60 odd years. Like it forever. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like for example, Bambi, bang, mammy dead.
Yeah.
Lion King, bang, mammy gone, daddy dead, bang. What?
Yeah.
Fox
That
and
was.
the Hound, bang, dead. What else? Come on.
Every Disney movie.
Every
ever,
Disney movie,
ever.
right? Mother is always gone somewhere, right? So like it's a load of bullshit. But I'd like to see actually be very interested to see actually how much that petition, how many people have actually signed it. It's a disgrace. That's why Cheryl will even tell you, like, we haven't watched the rest of the movies that we need to watch because I am so against, even if watching a third party, I won't even, because I feel dirty watching it knowing that,
Yeah.
some father just wants, and that Disney won't do it. No, it was the same with Gillette. I got rid of Gillette out of my house. I'm proud of myself. Stuck to me boycott.
Oh yeah, that advert was an absolute. That advert was an absolute disgrace with hell. I've never seen an advert that made me more pissed off than that. Well, to be honest, I've never got angry at an advert until Gillette done that advert. It was a disgrace.
I agree. And they lost 8 billion because of it.
Ha ha.
Yeah, they lost 8 billion. 8 billion. And that's what happens when you mess with the public. It's the same way, and I keep bringing it up, and I will keep bringing it up, and I'll keep plugging it. Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones on Netflix. The critics have slammed it, while the public has obviously gave it an overwhelming we love you, F you critics, go and kiss my arse critics, what do you know critics. It's about... Go ahead.
I don't trust any critics who all get their heads up their arse.
They do. I agree with you. Their heads up their arses, they haven't got a clue, and sawdust between their brains. What?
Yep. Exactly.
Now, I wanted to ask you before because we're kind of getting a bit political on this. Well, not political, but I wanted to kind of ask you what your favorite horror movies, and if you had a favorite video game that was turned into a movie, what were your thoughts on that? Because we've got about we're 33 minutes in, so we've got another 7 minutes before I take the next call.
I would say that Hitman's probably the best video game that's ever been turned into a movie because
I like that
because
movie.
basically I've seen bits and pieces of the Raider stuff, and they're not really all that great from the bits I've seen. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I've seen.
I'm not really into horror as a genre. I like my sci-fi, my fantasy a lot more. That's why I enjoy all the Rings and stuff like that.
So, what is your favorite then? What is your favorite fantasy, sci-fi movie growing up? I mean, we had Labyrinth growing up. That was quite good. We had The Dark Crystal, obviously, as well. Any of those type of movies interest you? Never Ending Story. That's a fantasy movie as well, isn't it?
Unicorn Dance. Yes.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back from the Star Wars I guess that's my favorite, and that's my favorite movie from the Star Wars franchise.
Cheryl's gonna love you because
Star Wars all
she's
the
a
way.
Star Wars huge Star Wars fan, huge. Whereas I'm just like, look, this is the way I am about these movies, right? Do I think they're
Yes,
good movies? Yes. Do I think people should be losing their shit about them the way they are? Yes, right? Because they have a cult following, right? Now,
yeah,
even as a casual fan, I can admit that, right? I'm going to say casual fan because I'm not a true fan of these movies, right? I do like them, but I have watched the
yeah,
prequels, right? And I have watched the new movies, right? So I have, like the rest of you, right, as a kid, invested in these movies, right?
yes,
I just never had the attachment that some Star Wars fans have to these movies. Now, if I was a Star Wars fan right now, I'd be pissed. I'd be in mourning. I would be devastated because what they have essentially done with this new franchise, right, is show the world how they respect things of the past, which is
yes,
they absolutely have no respect for anything of the past. Luke Skywalker's character was assassinated. It was like a slut fest that should never have happened. Right?
yeah, exactly,
They destroyed his
exactly,
character. Right? Then
exactly. He should have never have been killed off, though. That
no,
pissed me off.
yeah. Then you had Han Solo. Right? They bring him back just to kill him off, right? Apparently now rumors are in the latest movie, and I don't know if this is gonna happen, but this will be the final straw for Star Wars fans. But I even said it myself. This has gone way too far. Apparently, Chewie is going to be killed off now in the next one. So we know
Oh,
now.
get out! Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now listen.
oh my
The
God!
Now, the only reason why they brought back these old characters was to show you guys, you Star Wars fans out there, and everybody else out there that are a fan of these movies, that nothing is untouchable. We will take your old characters and we will bastardize them. We will actually show them little or no respect. Apparently, if true, Mark Hamill was supposed to break down on set after The Last Jedi because he was so fucking disgusted and so upset the way his character was written. Right? Now, I'm not even a
Exactly,
true fan of
exactly.
this franchise and it
I'd
pisses
be
me
the
off.
same.
What?
I would be the same. If I was Mark Hamill, I'd be the same. I'd be kicking the shit out of the producers and the directors because that's a disgrace.
I remember even, look, Han Solo was and Luke Skywalker for me in that franchise, and Leia, obviously, though, and Chewie, right? Those were the main for me. They were the characters that I did actually get drawn to when I did watch these movies. But to see Han Solo die on screen, even that affected me. And I'm not a huge Star Wars. I thought it was an utter disgrace. It was just to bring him back
Yeah,
to fucking kill him, get away. Seriously, I don't care if Harrison Ford didn't want to come back and play him again. You do not fucking kill off everything that's good about fucking Star, and that's why they're doing it. They're showing you that everything good that you loved, we do not respect. We're gonna get rid of it. We do not give a shit. We are gonna get it and we're gonna shit it out, and yous are gonna watch it. And that's what happens. Unfortunately, now the hype has started for the new one, and people will go and watch it. I'm just hoping that people soon realise that when they do go in and watch it, that people are honest enough this time, right? The likes of
yeah,
fucking Kevin Smith and all you idiots out there, right? Kevin Smith is a director that I have a lot of respect for, but you're a sellout, mate. You're a sellout, right? The same way, I don't know if Angry Joe has sold out, but he used to rant a bit. You're a sellout as well if you back these movies. Anybody that backs these new Star Wars movies, right, and that claims to love the old franchise is a sellout, right? Not one of them was good enough. The only one that I would class as a Star Wars movie that they didn't even need a movie for, and I keep saying it, is Rogue One. It's the only one that actually feels like a bleeding Star Wars movie, right? And you know what? Should I look at JJ's Star Trek movies are not as bad as the shit that he's churned out in Star Wars, right? Now, I know we have our own battles with him with the Kelvin timeline and all this bollocks like shit crap, right? But what he has done to Star Wars and Rune Johnson, as people call him, right? But what I don't know. There's a lot of people responsible, right? But Kathleen Kennedy, I don't know how she could sleep at night.
Oh, she is an idiot. To put it mildly. I could basically be on here all night ranting about her, but I know you've got other callers that, like, basically, she's another one that needs, she needs a bit out the door, basically.
No, I agree with you. It's getting ridiculous. I mean, look, I'm not even true Star Wars fan, but even to hear, and even when I heard about that it's rumor that Chewie is gonna die, right? Now, if that happens, right, do you know what? Right, I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and I'm saying this. I do not care what Disney bring out in the future, right? If they kill off Chewie, they can go and kiss my arse, right? Because they've already got rid of Luke Skywalker. They've already got rid of Han Solo. We know, obviously, because Carrie Fisher is not around anymore. There's no more Leia. Do you know what I mean? You might as well actually just put a gun to Chewie's head and actually just finish the job off. Actually, why don't you actually get the Millennium Falcon, get all the rest of the cast that's left? Did I get him?
I think so.
Good, because he was annoying me.
That didn't look crazy or anything, Jeff.
Right, you might as well get them all, put them all in the Millennium Falcon, right? And just crash them into a Star Destroyer and get it done and over with, right? Just get it done and over with, because that's all you seem to want to do. You just want to actually chew this shit up, right? And then you want to shit it back out for us to watch again. Well, we've had enough. And you know what, Kathleen Kennedy, and I don't know Lucasfilms, but someone needs to fucking do something. Someone needs to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. How many more? I'm not even look at even how passionate I get. I'm not even a Star Wars fan per se. And I'm getting passionate about it because it's ridiculous. How many more franchises need to fall to this bullshit? And I do believe that Daisy Ridley, no disrespect to the woman at all, but you know what? There's more fucking life in a corpse than there is in you. Your acting is actually one-dimensional. You need to go away, super bleeding Ray. Get away with your super bleeding Ray. Fucking bleeding, fucking what you call them? What are they called again? Fucking Jedi, fucking flying and everything now. What the fuck? Super Ray. Look at me. Get away. That fucking stupid trailer. Seriously, I remember watching it, right? So I sat down to watch the trailer like you all. The what's the Rise of Skywalker? Is that what it's called? Stupid name. The Rise of Skywalker. Sure, you killed them all. You fucking idiot. You've killed them all. So how's the Skywalkers rising again?
Yeah, no, you killed them off in the last Jedi, so like
there's a theory that. Yeah, well, here's the theory. The theory is that Luke Skywalker's hand that was chopped off back in the day in those movies, Daisy Ridley is basically a David Tennant. They've basically done a David Tennant.
Oh my god.
So that's the rumor. She's supposed to be a fucking clone, right?
Oh my god.
That's the rumor.
Pathetic.
That's the rumor. Look at even a 2-year-old. I could have thought of that in the room. Like that's this is what they think is vision, right? And again, I'll say no disrespect to Daisy Ridley, but you are probably better off being a porn star than actually being an actress because you can't act to save your life. When I watch you in those movies, it's like watching paint dry. You know, you're actually. Do you know what? Yeah, she's the Yaz of Star Wars, but I think she's actually worse. Even though she does have some character development, she's still worse. Seriously, I'm sorry, but and yet the Emperor is coming back, and then they had that little part at the end with Vader's breathing again. What are you? Did you know what I mean? And even the trailer was a disgrace. using
But
old
well,
footage to try.
even the Emperor's dead as well, so stop for the cycle and old characters that you've killed off. It's pathetic.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And Vader's voice at the breathing at the end. How predictable, Disney. How predictable. Colleen Kennedy, you know what, man? You're the worst thing to ever happen. And do you know why you're the worst thing to happen? Because you're a feminist. Right? And when you get a feminist worker for your company, that's the shit they throw out. It's like that stupid feminist that Sony as well that gave us Ghostbusters 2016. When you leave feminists in charge, especially ones that haven't gotten the shagging ages, right? That's what happens. Right? They need, you know what, those women, right, those radical feminists, they all need to, seriously, I keep saying it every time, go and get laid. You need a good lay because obviously, like, there's something gone wrong somewhere in your lives because you think men are the enemy. Maybe you've got a good old going over, you might actually have a different opinion. Seriously, man.
Brilliant.
Seriously, man. Even Brie Larson. Brie Larson apparently is married, but you wouldn't think she was married because she never smiles. She never smiles. So her husband must be doing it for her. So, you know, get yourself a new husband then. If that's the case, stop hating on men. Do you know what I mean? Just because you got yourself a weak man. Do you know what I mean? There's actually men out there that are strong. And any woman that is with a radical feminist has to be weak or must have their balls chopped off because, come on, if you believe everything that they believe, you're not a real man, right? I'm all for equality and all this. But when I hear radical feminists say go out and kill male babies, well, then that's when I draw the line. How dare you? How dare you? And whether you like it or not, and I'll just say it out straight here, and I'm not being sexist about it, but the male race or the male gender will always be the more dominant one, whether women like it or not.
Exactly. Else said, I get it.
Do you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. In the animal kingdom, a lioness is stronger than a lion, right? It's just in humans, when it comes to humans, it just so happens that we just happen to be the dominant gender. And I'm sorry, that might actually rub radical feminists up the wrong way. And there's probably a few of them slyly watching and probably downvoting the video right now. But I don't really care. That's just the reality of the situation. But I will say, right, we're all for equality. Right? We're all for being equal to each other. But the problem is that no matter which way you look at it, we will never be physically equal. We will never be equal in certain things. Women will be good at certain things that men aren't. Men will be great at things that women can. And that's just the way it is. Right? But these women want to be great at everything. And it just doesn't work like that. You know, you've got to know what your limitations are. Even as men, we have our limitations. It's as simple as that. It's not a sexist thing. It's just reality. So, you know what? To you radical feminists, just do me a favor. Even the ones that, you know, got you a career off the back of men, like that journalist that I keep, you know, following because she comes out with some proper stories.
Katie Roberts.
Yeah, that whore, yeah. She's a crazy old one, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean she's batshit insane. She needs some protection.
In fairness, if you have a journalist that comes out and actually gets mental health and tries to connect it with male toxicity, then you really have a problem. Now, this journalist, the only reason why we know about her is because she was made famous over the interview that she did with Liam Neeson, where he basically said that when his friend was raped by a black person, he wanted to go out and beat up black people, right? And you know, he was being honest and candid about, but he even said in the interview that he knew it was wrong, right? But she pressed him on. But that's the only reason why she's famous, off the back of a man. See, it's ironic that most of these women, right? Same with Jodie Whittaker. She's only in the role of Doctor Who at the back of all the other men that came before her, right? It's the same with Brie Larson. You know, getting the Captain Marvel role. It should, in fairness, I still always believe that the Black Widow movie should have been made before. So, Scarlett Johansson being overlooked before that idiot. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. But again, what's this? I see something.
Nope.
No, if you do not spell the rest of that name, please. No. We're not going to have that sort of behavior in here. And nobody has used the N word in these comments.
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But look, right at the end of the day, she got, as I said, most of these women only become famous at the expense of a man somewhere down the line, right? And this is why they hate us so much, because they knew they had to, screw over a man or whatever to get where they got to. So that's why people saying, I thought your channel isn't political. Listen, I do cover Doctor Who videos on this channel, and Doctor Who videos will be the primary videos that are done on this channel, including the live stream, right? But I have dipped into the whole controversy of the Captain Marvel. I have dipped into other controversies, and I will continue to do that. Do you know what I mean? As I said, Doctor Who's not on the screen yet. Obviously, I have a lot to talk about when it comes to Doctor Who, because obviously,
exactly.
Because I have to keep the channel active, so I'll talk about other stuff. Just permanently block.
Yep.
There, please. If
I'm
they're
trying
going,
to keep up.
yeah, if they're going to keep putting messages up that's being classed as, I'm not having that in this. We've got a great community in this live comments. I just want to see how many is actually watching here, Daniel, while we're here. We've got 33 people watching right now. If you haven't given the stream a like, and here, if you like what's happening here right now, you can see Daniel's come on, he's talking away. We have different points of view, stuff like that, different opinions, and obviously we share the same opinions on certain things. But if you guys think that you can do this too, ask Daniel. It's the simplest point. Just add me on Messenger, no Glen, Manchester United crest, blah blah blah. Daniel, I mean, I remember when I first did my first call with you, you were a bit nervous. Obviously, this is your third call now. It must, I just did to put other people's minds at ease. It must get easier as you keep coming on.
Yeah, it does. And the thing is, though, that you've always got some more conversations to say, the more times you come on, and the more that you feel the need to actually talk more as well, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was even saying that to Cheryl, I've noticed how more confident you're getting with each call. So that's what happens. So like oh yeah, have you don't forget to put the constipated scrunch face hashtag up in the live chat there as well.
All right, I won't do it.
Oh, there you go. Cheryl just put it up. But there's the new one now. That's the new hashtag, constipated scrunch face. Put that everywhere you are. If anybody talks about Jodie Whittaker, just type that hashtag, and they probably wonder what the fuck you're talking about. But still, excuse the language. Oh, we got Peter. Yeah. Oh, we got Peter Davison here all the way from Australia as well. How are you, Peter? Nice to talk to you. Sign my petition. Bring back Philip Hinchcliffe. Says, well, if you put it in the comments there, Paul, and we'll get people to do that. And also, if you want to send it to me on Twitter or Messenger or wherever it is, I will sign it and I'll put it up. No problem at all. I've no problem calling out any things like that, as we said. Let me see. So
yeah, we want constipated scrunch face on it.
Yeah, we will get that. Don't worry, Daniel. We will get that streaming. Right, well, Daniel, what I'm going to do is because I have I actually have John Guggen waiting to come on. So what I'll do is I'll Is there anything else you want to add just before we go?
Just again, cheers for having me on again. And because, as I said before, I enjoy coming on chatting to you about all these different topics and whatnot. So thanks again.
No problem. And as I said, you're more than welcome on anytime. I really do enjoy your calls, and you make some great points, like everybody does anyway. But no, Daniel, seriously, you're welcome on here anytime. You've been pretty. Me and Cheryl have said it anyway. Cheryl was saying it to me today. You've always been very supportive of this channel from as soon as you found out about me. So we appreciate your support, because I know you also like to defend me as well when you see someone picking on me, and I love that about you.
Yeah.
You're a no nonsense man, but you're also fair, and I like that about you. So thank you for coming on. And I'm on tomorrow, so I won't even have to ask you. You're on the list already anyway, so you're on the list for tomorrow night anyway. So you'll be on the list for every live stream. You can just let me know when you're in the humor of coming on and when you're not. Okay?
Yeah, I'm up for it any time that you need me on. I'll be on.
No problem. And I love having you on. So thanks for a great call. We will talk to you very soon. And I'll talk to you tomorrow night, actually. So we'll be talking obviously again. So I'll see you later. Great call, mate. See you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
See you, Daniel. Bye.
Stephen Griffiths is back. Did you see?
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Daniel. I love Daniel.
Stephen Griffiths is back.
I've seen Stephen Griffiths is here. John Coogan, who's dead.
Well, somebody said somebody thought someone was dead. That's all.
Oh, Philip Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, it's a whole.
All right. Okay. Is everybody getting right, John? I do have you down on my list. So if you want to come on, mate, just send us a text there or message. I'll ring you because we have sussed out that the line is more secure if I ring. So let me know. So while we're waiting on you to send me a message, I will read out some of the messages that I've missed. Now, obviously, I can't go all the way back. So I'll go where it says welcome to the live chat. Remember, guard your privacy, because that's when I last popped out the live chat. Obviously, the wife is there saying a lot. That's just women for you. John Guga says Teddy Terrier Tails, no probs, Ted. So Ted must have been doing the constipated scrunch face thing business there. And obviously, sign my petition to bring back Philip Hinchcliffe, says Paul. Raymond O'Reilly says, hi, lads. That's a typical Irish thing, by the way, if anybody wants to know. Hi. Don't worry about it, John. You'll be fine. We'll get 5 minutes into the conversation. You'll be grand. You'll be grand. Who else have we got? Stephen Griffiths, obviously Peter Davison, as I said. There's a bit of confusion about who's dead and who's not dead. So I'll let you sort that out yourselves. Paul says, Jodie tried to channel other actor named Tennant. Yes, she did. She was a poor imitation of Tennant and Smith. I've always said that. I've said it from the beginning. She tried to copy them. She didn't watch it, and she just... And Thomas Engel is here as well. And he said, good call, Daniel. Nice call. We've got Neil there as well. Have I got Neil? Did Neil say he was coming on tonight?
He didn't say.
All right. And the Paul as well, if Paul is up for a call. Right, but listen, we've got a half an hour. Obviously, might go a little bit past it just because the calls are going well.
Just gonna be on for an hour.
But what I'm going to do is for the next two calls, to 15 minutes each for the next two calls, right? So we can get two more calls in. So we've got John. So if any of if Stephen would like to come on, or Paul would like to come on, or Neil would like to come on, or anybody else that hasn't been on before that would like to come on tonight, obviously John is coming on, and then we'll take one more call. So if there's one more person, then it'll be a nice way to end the stream on the last call. Who said it's too late?
Yeah.
Oh, Neil said it's too. Oh, yeah, because clearly the kids are up for school. No problem. No problem. So it's either up to Stephen Griffiths would probably be the call to end it on. I could just let you come on and talk about Jodie if you want for the last 15 minutes. No problem at all. Paul said he can come on, so I'll put you down. Look, if the two of you agreed to come on, I'll take John, Paul, and then Stephen. Oh, John, Paul. It's a pity there wasn't a Ringo. Ah. So is Stephen? If Stephen agrees to come on, that'll be perfect as well. That'll finish the night off brilliantly. Unless you're still working on your new list.
He's coming on tomorrow.
Oh, well, brilliant. Right. I tell you what we're going to do tomorrow, right, folks? Because everybody thought Stephen was so popular, and I do agree, and the response to his call into this live stream was sensational, right? Now, obviously, we got the better setup. So, I won't be live tomorrow on my own. I'm going to bring Stephen will be live with me. So when I come on my live stream, Stephen will be live with me. I'm going to bring Steve, if he agrees, I'm going to bring Stephen on. Basically, as I said, right. So I kind of want to do. I'll tell you what to do after this live stream. I'm going to do a short little video that's going to go up on YouTube. I'm going to explain to you a couple of the little plans. I'm going to be tweaking the format a little bit, right? I'm still going to be taking live calls, but what's going to happen is I'm going to have a permanent guest with me every week, every live stream. So obviously, like Monday, Stephen comes on, right? And he'll come on for the whole live stream, but I'll be taking other calls too, right? So Stephen will come on, and then obviously Niall from the Not My Doctor Who, and then whoever else wants to come on. I'll be bringing on guests that will be coming on permanently. I'll go into more details and the stuff like that. I've also been sent designs for Doctor Who t-shirts. There's a lot of things that I want to actually get into in the next video. So I will address them in more detail after this live stream. I'll put a video up. But now I'm going to go to my next call. So I think I do have John and Paul coming on tonight.
Gary said he would too.
And Gary said he'd come on as well. Right, well then John, Paul and Gary. So we'll start with John first. Right, so to make it fair, 15 minutes each if that's okay. And I hope you all agree. So when there's 3 minutes to go, I will let you know that there's 3 minutes to go. I'll put my finger up like that on the laptop, right? That means you have 3 minutes to go to get wherever you are talking about at the time to get it out, right? So I have the timer. So the timer obviously doesn't start until I get John on. So we'll get John on, and John. So we'll just go easy because John obviously is a first-time caller. And we know what first-time calls are like. Now, hello, John. Welcome to the Tardis Zone Live. How are you, mate?
Not bad, mate. I'm not bad. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Right, so we know first-time call. So I know first-time call can be a bit daunting. So I'll just ask you so easy into it. So I don't know if you're aware of the latest rumors that are going around. So apparently the security has been tightened around filming for Series 12 of Doctor Who. Now, some fans are obviously speculating it could be got to do with the so-called Christmas episode that they're filming, or some people are speculating it could be the new Doctor. So I just wanted to basically find out how people what people thought about the latest rumors, because you know yourself, Doctor Who, there's always rumors flying about, but you know this year especially we've had a lot come out. So just wanted to know what your thoughts were on that, really.
Well, I've heard of this rumor, no, but has the BBC said this, or where did this information come from?
No, this I originally seen it on Twitter, but it's coming from another YouTuber on YouTube. Obviously you follow me, so you know the YouTubers that I've been having problems with. So it comes from one of those YouTubers. It's not actually coming from.
Was it that Matrix guy, was it?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw the link about that video he did about you, really. I had a good look at him. There's something wrong with that guy. Was he the same guy that did the fan thing about the semen dripping Dalek? Is that the same bloke?
I don't know, is it? I haven't a clue. I just don't know. He just had a mad fascination with attacking me. Sure, he was sending me, look, I don't really want to get into this with anybody, but basically he was sending me messages, basically trying to give me advice about my channel, telling me that I was being unfair to my subscribers because I wasn't reporting the news in full. And I was like, what are you talking about? He says, well, what I'm talking about. I says, well, I have addressed your stuff. I don't know what more you want me to do. But then after that, then it was just like, when he was doing little videos, he was aiming them towards me for no particular reason whatsoever. Now, I've blocked him, so God knows what's happened since then. He's probably done more videos, but I don't really give a crap. But yeah, this latest rumor is coming from his channel. So I don't know. Again, I can't say whether he has or hasn't got a source, but again, as I said, he's the only one that seems to be talking, because I even spoke about this a couple of weeks back after the leak. I said that security would be amped up, and that's exactly what he's reporting now. So I don't know. Again, it's being spoke about on Twitter. So unless it's one of his minions that he's using, because people like that always have people to put out stuff for them.
It just seems weird to me, basically, because after you broke the news about Chibnall and Whitaker, basically, the internet seemed to go mad, and there's so many rumors flying about. It's really hard to tell what the situation actually is.
Yeah.
And I think now there's so much disinformation out there as well.
Yeah.
I think personally that nobody really knows what's going on. They sort of blanket on top of it. So it's all supposition, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, even me, when I put the news out there, I mean, the only reason why this channel has been kind of lucky is obviously that the source has gotten stuff right, and it's came to pass. But as I keep saying, and I'll say this again, yes, the source has been right about the Cybermen, has been right about BritBox, and has been right about the Jadoon, right? But just because the source being right about those things doesn't mean that the source is right about Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall even either. Do you know what I mean? You are right. I've noticed as well, there is a lot of disinformation out there as well. And remember, Matrix Time Lord 212 did actually say something very interestingly. He did say, sources, you can't trust sources all the time because they might put out misinformation deliberately. So I understand that, but when it comes to my source, I think we're pretty safe in the knowledge to know that this source has been
kind of, haven't been wrong yet, have they? So.
No, that's what I mean. So we just have to wait and see. Like yous now, I suppose, because of the leak happened. I'm like all you guys now. It's just a waiting game now to see what information is coming out. But these latest rumors, though, and I know it was started by his channel, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe he picked it up off somewhere else. But I seen it on Twitter anyway. But it has caught fire. So. And I mean, there has been a few people. There was a guy that was actually in the thread. Actually, hold on. I actually get the thread up, John. And I'll read it for you because it's actually quite interesting. But just while I'm doing this, actually, have you any high hopes for Series 12? Are you looking forward to it, or?
Not really. I only watched half of Series 11.
Right.
After Arachnids, I sort of give up.
Yeah.
And I've still got it saved on my Skybox, but I'm taking my time watching it, really. Series 12, I can't see what they're going to do unless they radically improve the Doctor or improve the writing. Bringing back the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Master, it is a sign of desperation. They're going for established favourites to try and pull the crowds in. But is that going to be enough? I personally don't think so. The sort of show has slipped a lot out of the public consciousness. It's not talked about anymore. It's only in fandom it's talked about. People
Yeah.
just don't talk about Doctor Who anymore, or even Jodie Whittaker.
Well, Doctor Who production news says now. I just like to stress that I actually kind of had a run in with these guys earlier on, Jordan. The whole information given thing, because anytime you are putting information out there, these guys were trying to say it wasn't actually true. Now, I'd just like to say that this isn't the official Doctor Who production news. It's a fan page, but they have been they have been on the they have been right sometimes, right? So they've wrote, no, I have not heard that. Sometimes I don't even know where they are filming, and sometimes the filming is inaccessible. I've heard nothing about increased security, right? But then there was one down here that I was very interested in. Someone made a comment. Now, this could be just someone, as usual, pretending that they have, so they have people, blah, 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 the usual thing. But this is from, I won't say who it is actually, but this person says, I've heard something potential big things are going on in the current block of filming from my friend's dad who works at the studios. And let's just say if it's true, then it's going to be very unexpected, right? Now, that was put up 23 hours ago. Now, this person is basically claiming that their friend's dad is basically working their car where they're filming, and that something major is happening during the block of filming. Now, we spoke about the delays on this channel, and we did say it was going to go into September. I mean, it's actually funny that only some of these YouTube channels are picking up on all this news only now, when we covered this news like weeks and weeks and weeks ago. And I mean weeks ago, even months ago in some cases. So, I mean, until, as I said, until my source comes to me with something 100% like it's being checked out, then I'm not going to make any comments on anything. And this is what I tried to say to this other YouTuber that you're talking about. I tried to explain that to him, that I don't put information out unless my source basically gets it verified to some level of degree where it's safe to put out. Not only that, obviously, like it's triple checked, double checked, and all that. So any information I've ever put out there is checked before it's put out, right? So I have asked about this whole stuff. I will obviously find out if there's something in the next couple of days. But what I can tell you right now is that nothing has changed about anything that was leaked that night or anything that was said by this channel. Nothing has changed, right? I mean, there's still no sign of Chris Chibnall, right? There's no public appearance from Jodie Whittaker. If people still want to believe that Chris Chibnall's in charge, fine, right? Now, I will say one thing, and then I'll let you come in on this one, John. But there was a video put out there saying that the reason why they're not going to basically New York Comic Con is because of this so-called filming of a special or whatever it is. Bullshit, right? Last year they were able to go to Comic Con. I mean, Jodie Whittaker was so smug that she actually even went to a fashion bleeding thing, right? Because she was so smug about being the first female doctor. Well, how a year has changed, right? They're running away, right? This has nothing got to do with filming. This has just got to do with the fact that they're not going to turn up because they know that some fan like me is going to be in the audience and is not going to buy the propaganda crap and is going to say something, right? They're not turning up because Chris Chibnall is actually not fucking there, right? And if you actually look at all the stuff that's been happening lately, the trailer, especially for Series 26, that was actually directed by Pete Mitoig, the guy that we have said on this channel has been rumored to take over showrunner duties. If you actually look at his Twitter account, he is acting like the showrunner to this show. It's so bloody obvious, right? So for people out there that still say that, yeah, because Chris Chibnall made a statement and all this, right, means he's in charge. Bullshit. And you need to stop lying to the fans. And by the way, I've been accused, and I'll just say one more thing on it. I've also been accused by this YouTuber that when I put news out there, I'm saying it's 100% certain it's going to happen. Right. I have done that in certain videos, right? And I'll put my hands up and say that. but it's because my source has hit where your source hasn't, right? But another thing as well, I'll just add, right? You came out and said that Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall were staying definitely for Series 13. You said it was official. So practice what you preach, mate. Yeah? Right, go ahead, John. Anyway, that's enough about that YouTuber that has 8,000 videos and has 30
No, that's all
books.
right. The thing about sort of the Chibnall and sort of Whittaker businesses, if they were staying, the BBC could just come out and make a public statement and say, and squash people like yourself and anybody else that says they're gone. They could score a massive PR victory. It's like New York Comic Con. It's an alien show. People aren't interested. Any sort of PR is good. So have the doctor there, have the writer there. Why aren't they there? Because somebody's going to ask them a direct question and they won't be able to answer it. That's purely why. It's all bollocks, man.
I know it is. It's ridiculous. I mean, look. At the end of the day, right? As I said to you now, at this stage, I don't care what other information my sources got right. Right? The only information that I'm worried about and concerned about, and hope he is right about, is the fact that Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker are gone. Right? That's all I care about right now. Because if those two were to remain, if those two were to stay, right, then there's going to be no show to rescue, right? Because this is going to get worse, right? And it doesn't matter if they make this grand entrance for Series 12 and they have all these villains in for Series 12, right? If the stories are no way good, I'm sorry, but Chris Chibnall's ability to write story arcs and the character develop was proven to be weak when you watch Series 11, right? There is no way he's going to be able to improve on that because he just doesn't know how to do it. So it doesn't matter. He can bring back fucking the Pope. He can bring back Pope John Paul from the dead. It's still not going to fucking help the show because he could bring Mother Teresa back. He could bring Princess Diana back, Michael Jackson, fucking Nelson Mandela. Bring them all back. And it's not going to help the show because he doesn't know how the character develop. He doesn't know how to write proper story arcs. And I'm kind of pissed off. I went back to bleeding fucking Chibnall and Whittaker again. But look, it was bound to. But I just can't stand them. They need to go. They've done too much damage. John, I mean, what is going to be the Chris Chibnall's legacy? You know, I mean, every showrunner has a legacy. I mean, how is Chris Chibnall, in your opinion, how do you think Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker are actually going to be remembered by this fan base?
Well, to put it sort of bluntly, really, Chibnall is remembered as the man who literally and sort of metaphorically cut the balls off Doctor Who, you know, made it bland, made it boring, made it not very interesting at all, not worth watching, to be honest, you know, so not overly great. So Whittaker, a bit of an entity. What's she going to be remembered for? She was briefly a minor character in Broadchurch, not very good at all. Doctor Who, she's been absolutely crap, so she'll be forgotten, you know. She'll be like the George Lazenby James Bonds. Remembered, but not too fondly.
Yeah. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, that was his Bond movie. Yeah, nobody likes to remember him, but
it was all right though.
It is a good movie. I actually like that movie. Actually, you know, I think he was the wrong actor, but I could see where they were going with it. But yeah, Joe. Look, I'm gonna be blunt here. Jodie Whittaker had fuck all to do in Broadchurch except to play Grieving Mother, right? By season 3, they decided to actually make her character a little bit more interesting and gave her kind of a counselling role because of the experiences she had with her murdered son or whatever, right? But it was still one-dimensional, right? Everything that I've seen Jodie Whittaker in, and I've said this, she has not impressed me, right? Now, there's fans out there that think that she's BAFTA-worthy, she's Oscar-worthy and all this. If that's the level, if they think that that's the level that makes a great actress, right? Or even a great actor, right, for that matter, well, then we are really in trouble. Because if that's the kind of shit that they think is brilliant, well, then I'm sorry, Doctor Who is going to continue to go down that route because, you know, shit sells. And let's be honest, whether we like it or not, yes, some of these movies are losing money, but some of them are making money because, you know, it does have a bit of an audience. As I said, there is going to be a movie out there that'll change the game again. and I just hope it comes soon. It needs to come very, very soon because we cannot continue. No movie franchise or show can continue in this vein. There will be no movie. There'll be nothing left to save. I mean, 56 years of Doctor Who will be flushed down the drain if this continues. That's why I'm worried because, again, there was supposed to be a meeting. If you remember, I spoke about this on this channel. There was supposed to be a meeting, right? Everybody was supposed to get together. And then apparently some people, again, a YouTuber out there was saying, well, yeah, everything was sorted out. Cardiff and Chaos did happen, but everything was sorted out. Everybody's singing Kumbaya and Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall are staying. Right? That would be my worry if that did happen. But again, but there's no indication. You know what I mean? Nobody else is talking about this. But if that was to happen, then if people are asking me, do you think Doctor Who in the future is going to last? Doctor Who is finished. If those two stay past Series 12, right, you can kiss Doctor Who goodbye. Doctor Who is finished. It'll never come back. Once it goes off screen, it will never come back. Seriously, it won't. And I don't think it would come back. I think people just go support Big Finish. But listen, this whole point of this call was supposed to be asked you as well, your favourite movies growing up as a kid, and if you had a favourite game that was changed into that was turned into a movie. Have you any of those, or is there any other movie that you want to talk about that was your favourite movie growing up?
Well, no matter of games, basically, I don't think it's been any sort of good films have been made out of video games. Tomb Raider is the obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
But there's literally been nothing else. You had what? Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, all those. Street Fighter was especially rubbish.
Yeah.
Do you remember Raul Julia? Remember Gomez in the Addams Family Values?
Yeah.
He played Gomez. He was in Street Fighter. That was his last movie. He died suddenly.
Yeah.
He'll always be remembered for that movie, and it was pants.
Yeah, I didn't like that
Street
Fighter
movie.
movie.
Whatsoever. So.
Yeah. So, I might as well ask you while you're here, talking about movies. Doctor Who movie, fan, yay or nay?
I don't think so. I think it's suffered a lot from losing the episodic aspect of it, really. Because you're getting it all in 1 hour, basically, it loses a lot.
Yeah.
Can you stretch it to an hour and a half, 2 hours? If you look at the Simpsons movie, it was an hour and a half long, basically.
Yeah.
Was it as funny as, say, 4 or 5 Simpsons episodes?
No.
I don't think so. So you lose a bit in the telling.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've always said that. Especially with the Simpsons. I mean, I think that's the second movie now they've tried. It just doesn't work. That's why when I hear fans calling, because I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan, when I hear fans calling for a Rick and Morty movie, I'm like, shut up. These are all a bunch of idiots. It's not going to work. Look at the Simpsons. Look, I think they even did a Futurama movie as well. They just don't work. They just don't. They're supposed to be, the reason why they work in the first place is because they're supposed to be 15 or 25 minutes long only. Are you still there?
Oh, I lost you for a second there, no.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I says the reason why animations work is because they're only 20 or 25 minutes long. As soon as you start, that's why they're successful in the first place. You start doing them, like, as you said, turn them into movies, they do not work because, it's, and they always pick a narrative
from the attention span, really. So
yeah, and I mean even the narrative with the Simpsons movie wasn't a global warming or something at the time, or climate change.
Spider Pig was good though.
Yeah, the Spider Pig, that is the best moment. That is the best moment of that movie. No, it is. That is the best moment of that movie. Seriously, that is the best moment of that movie. But I'm a South Park fan. And
caller waiting, so I'll let you go, mate, okay?
Yeah, not a bother, John. Listen, first time call, and obviously, as first time call. If you want to come on again, mate, come on again. You can come on tomorrow night. Obviously, the more you...
I was nervous coming on, but it's absolutely fine. It's no bother at all doing this. Anybody else listening? It's really good.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate that. And listen, if you want us to put you down on the list again, we'll put you down on the permanent list. And whatever night you're available to come on, you can come on. Okay?
Nice one, Noel. Thanks very much, mate.
No problem. Go on. I'll talk to you soon, mate. You have a enjoy the rest of your. Well, there's only an hour left in your weekend, I think. So enjoy the rest of it.
Same yourself, Noel. Take care.
Take care. See you too, mate. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. And that was John, everybody. And
Your official two dislikes.
what?
You have your
I have the official. Well, it wouldn't be a live stream if I didn't have the 2 official dislikes. You bunch of twatty holes.
We just got the two
Right.
that one.
By the way, anyway, the people that have disliked the video, you're actually helping me. So, do me a favor. If you like what's being said on this live stream, give that old video an old thumbs up. If you don't, you know, you can give it a thumbs down because you know what they say, Tesco, every little helps. Right? So it doesn't make a difference to me. Also, if you haven't subscribed, right, as they say, every little helps, subscribe. I see someone doesn't like the Tesco reference because one person left. Well, they must shop in supers, Waitrose or Marks and Spencers or something posh like that. But if you haven't given the video a like, give the video a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The notification bell, all that kind of crap. And here's the thing. If there is like-minded people out there that you know that would enjoy this content, and you know that people actually like to have a natter and that wouldn't mind coming on and having a bit of a rant on the phone, then send them my way. The more the merrier, as they say. So I'm gonna go straight into the next call because we've got 2 more calls to take, and I'm definitely going to be strict now with these last 2 calls. And what I'll do is, because I will bring Paul and Gary on first on Wednesday night because I've already promised a couple of other people for Monday night that I'll bring them on first.
Gary can't come on until late on the weekdays because of the time difference.
Right, no problem. That's
So
understandable. That's understandable. But I don't see that like button thing move. It's still on 30. What's going on? Press that like button. Yeah, I know what to do. Ted, come here. Everybody likes a dog.
We'll take away his blue ball if we don't get a like. That's what you should tell him.
Now look at. Now, how could you not like the video when there's a little dog with his blue ball? Did you hear him growling? We lost another person. Obviously a cat person. Jesus, I hate cat people. Right, let's do a song, Ted. Let's do a song. You ready? I got a woman do way over town. Oh yeah, I got a woman do way over town. So this is Ted. For anybody that doesn't know who this little chap is, this is our little dog teddy bear. And now 3 people have left because they don't like dogs. You're a bunch of horrible people. I'm only messing. You know I all love you. But if you leave because of a dog, there's something wrong with you. I'm only joking. No, I'm only joking. Right, I'm going to take the next call, which is Paul. So, Paul, if you are ready, just do me a favor, mate, because I know sometimes you do ring me, right? I'll ring you. Just send me a message to let me know that you're available to come on, and I'll give you an hour ring. Are you ready? Listen, just come straight on and just make the points that you want to make, right? I won't even do an introduction. Well, I will say welcome, Paul, and then you can just talk away, right? Because you kind of know what the subjects are about, so you can just shoot off and say whatever you want, and this is going to be interesting. Right, so we're going to get Paul on now. And here we go. And if you want to join the calls, as I said, pay attention later on, because I will have a video later on where I'll be explaining. Hey, Paul, just explaining to everybody. I'll have a video later on explaining to everybody the little tweaks that I've done with the show. I've kind of given you a rundown. So, Paul, welcome. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. So you've obviously heard
Cheryl, hope you're doing good too.
Want to say that again?
I said hello, Cheryl. I hope she's doing good too.
Oh, Cheryl's here. Yeah, say hello, Cheryl. Would you like to give them a wave? Give your arm a wave for
Oh,
the
yeah,
camera.
fun.
Here, just to show you that she's real. For some people out there that doesn't think Cheryl. Look, actually, we'll do that again, just in case you think that's my arms. See, I don't have three arms. See? Oh, you see her face there. There he's got. He's got to see her face there. Right. I hope she didn't break his computer screens. She breaks mine a lot, but that's just the way it is. You know. Right. So you've obviously heard everything, Paul, that we've been discussing. So I suppose I'll just go ahead to add. Do you want to speak about the rumors, or do you just want to get into movies in general, or up to yourself?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I have a theory regarding the increased security
Right.
on site at filming. So here is my theory. It's basically damage control. So the BBC is still hurting about the fact that the news about the Cardiff unpleasantness happened. All right.
Hmm.
So my theory is that they don't like the fact that sources are releasing news. They don't like the fact that certain sources are accurate, certain sources are inaccurate. So my theory is they have increased security because they don't want any information coming out.
Hmm.
So short of confiscating employees' cell phones on site, they have as much security as they possibly can. Now, what you do with your device after you leave is on you, but I feel that they are trying their best internally to narrow down specifically who the source is or sources are who have released accurate information.
Hmm.
So again, that's just my theory.
Hmm.
That's as far as I will go in. I will go into that.
Hmm.
I am 100% so far confident in a certain source who shall remain unnamed for information that they have released so far. Um, I hope that this source will continue to be able to release further accurate information. Um, I don't, I'm not reading too much into it as far as a special or Jody leaving or Chin Balls leaving. Um, when I say that is, I don't know when Jody is exactly leaving. Hopefully, Chin Balls has already left. So hopefully, Series 12. I don't know how much of Series 12 will actually have his input or will have the new producers input. That I don't know, but hopefully, we may even see. I would like to see, again, only my theory, I would like to see a mid-series regeneration, which would be a first. Hopefully that happens. I don't know if that happens. Even if we go the full series or the full season, as we say in America, for with Jody. Uh, who knows? Maybe they're even filming her regeneration scene now. Who knows? Who knows? All I'll say is this: my theory is that the increased security is for one reason and one reason only. Damage control and leak control. The BBC is trying to keep as tight a lid as possible on the release of accurate information. They don't care about the disinformation, more so the accurate information. So I wouldn't be surprised if certain sources of accurate information slows down, but as long as it continues, I'm happy and I really don't look too much into it.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying to everybody because I do. Yeah, there's an upside and a downside to when you get into stuff like this. So obviously the upside is that you get a bit of a following and and people listen to you, and that's the upside. But the downside is that with every single piece of rumor now, and it doesn't matter. I could be in bed, like asleep, right? And the phone will buzz because someone's saying, "Oh, there's a new rumor on Twitter. Do you know if this is true?" As I've said, and I said this after the big last leak that happened. That and you actually, Paul has picked up on it there. He's actually said it right there. Um, Information now, whether we'd be lucky if we get enough. Just put it this way: be lucky. We won't get information as frequently as we used to get it. We probably won't get any more major information now, thanks to that leak, and that's what happens. And again, I would agree with Paul, because you look at the Tolson Cole video, which I keep mentioning, that would have been a kind of a breach of security kind of thing as well, because he's an employee of the BBC, and he basically put out an 18-second video which puzzled a lot of people. I mean, look, we even spoke about this even at the time, even back then. We even said that security, it's not unusual when there's a big leak like that. It happened. Someone made the point. It happened during Series 8 as well. I think there was a big leak, and security was clamped down on. I'm hoping, again, I'm like Paul, I don't want to speculate, because I have to be careful now when I speculate on this channel, because normally people will pick me up the wrong way and say, oh, well, this is what he has said. No, I am speculating here, and I'm going to keep saying I'm speculating, because some people can't get that through their thick head. I'm speculating that they're either filming, like what Paul said, it's either the new Doctor, probably the first couple of scenes of the new Doctor, or it could be the Christmas episode, and it could be just the fact that the Daleks could be back or something, and they want to keep that under wraps, even though that'd be the worst kept secret in the world, or it could be something totally different. We don't know, right? And the reason why we don't know is because we go back to that night where someone thought it was good enough to go and release all the information when they shouldn't have, and messed everybody up. I told you that night that this. I even said it, and watch that live stream again, you'll see it. I even said it, that this information was not supposed to come out, and if it came out, the danger was it would either expose the people that were actually leaking the information, or it would stop people like me from receiving the information off people that were willing to give the information. Now, luckily, my source knows I wasn't the one that leaked, because I was live at the time when the information started trickling out. And then I says to the source, I said, listen, well, if they're leaking their information, we might as well just throw ours out there, because what's the point of holding on to it now? Because this is going to fan the flames. This is like going to be huge. And we don't have, and I don't want to be not part of it. So they said, go for it. So that's what I did that night. So, I mean, watch, for people that keep accusing me, and you just want to watch me live streams, because you really need to get your facts right. I've been saying this from day one. I even said it that night that security would be amped up. I even said it. Don't be surprised if we get no information whatsoever. Right now, I've been lucky that I've got one or two bits of information that I have been able to give you, but it's coming out at a trickle pace now, and that's thanks to that person that decided that they wanted all the glory. Go ahead.
I know a lot of people need to understand something, that a television or a movie set is exactly like industrial espionage or real life spying. Certain information, depending on what the information is, actually makes it rather easy to identify the people or persons who leaked the information, depending on how accurate it is or the content of the actual information. So, with all of that said, what I'm trying to say is, depending upon the timing and the exact information that is leaked, the BBC can easily narrow it down, whether this is someone on set, someone who's in London, someone who's in Wales, someone who's directly related to production, directly related to transmission. So these are things that a person who ultimately, if we're being honest, and I'm not asking Noel a question and actually don't answer it. What I'm saying is, these are things that ultimately a person is a BBC employee. So technically, that is a breach of the rules. So you run the risk as that person exposing yourself and possibly losing your job, or worse, being blackballed within the industry as a whole.
Mm.
So that is a risk that a source takes when they leak information. So that's something that people need to understand. So it's not necessarily, it kind of sort of is a bad thing that maybe accurate information will be slow, but also look at it this way. That is just further confirmation that that source is close to the action and
Mm-hmm.
is accurate in the fact that if the release of their accurate information slows down due to clamp down security on the part of the BBC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, at this stage, I don't really care now. And I've made this clear. I used to let well, up until a couple of weeks ago, I suppose I was letting all this crap get to me, because I was getting attacked left, right, and centre. I don't know what. I just look. I've noticed from the other side is they're starting to panic now, and rightly so. You should be panicking now because for 2.5 years you've abused this side of the fandom and you've criticised and you've labelled this side of the fandom. And if Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall are truly gone, like it's been indicated, well then, do you remember that line where the doctor said, "Run, basically run"? Well, that's what you guys need to do right now. Leave the fandom. You're better off because 2.5 years of hate. You think they're gonna actually fans on this side of the fandom are gonna let that drop? The day Jodie Whittaker leaves is the day, and Chris Chibnall leave is the day that this side of the fandom gets payback. But there'll be some that'll be like me that'll just celebrate the fact that they're gone. But there'll be others that have been abused in this fandom for the last 2.5 years that will go out on personal vendettas and actually go after these people that actually criticised them and had a go at them. That's why I think the likes of the Time Ladies and stuff need to be careful right now. Um, they need to remember that they're actually fans like us of a TV show. And in my opinion, they took the wrong side of the argument all along, and they're going to pay for it. Because the Time Ladies will not be around for too much longer. They won't, because who's going to support them when the doctor goes back to a male doctor? They won't be able to flog their female propaganda shite anymore. So who's going to be interested in their content? Because all the woke fans will be gone, all the Whittaker fans will be gone. Who's going to support them? Maybe the few dickless men that are out there that seem to be coming to their defense all the time. I mean, that actually makes me laugh. The amount of men that actually attacked me. Oh, leave them alone. They're two girls that love what they're doing. Yeah, but they're asking us to pay for their hobby. That'd be like asking me, as I said, that'd be like me asking all yous now live and here tonight. Right, listen, guys, I want to go to New York Comic Con. So I'd like yous to send me donations to help me go to New York Comic Con. Right? I would never dream of doing that. That's not how you do it, right? If fans want to give you money, that's fine, fair enough. But you shouldn't ask, and I don't care, and I said this the last time, I don't care if they've attached their money to some sort of charity that 20 odd pence of it goes to a charity. I don't give a flying fuck, right? Terrence Dix died on the Thursday, right? So you put that out even though you knew Terrence Dix was dead and the fandom is mourning his death. And then he's put out a pathetic little picture of the two of you in a kind of a sexy pose saying, okay, lads, I think we have it fixed. And these are little seductive poses like a bunch of prostitutes asking for money, right? At the end of the day, right, you're using your gender, right? You're using the fact that you're a female to try to get money out of your subs, right? Your photograph actually proves it. So who's the hypocrites here, right? They don't give them money. As I said yesterday, Friday night, I told you that I think it was a relation of Terrence Dix put up Save the Children or something. The Save the what's a GoFundMe page. There was nearly £2,000 or something in it. That's a worthy cause. I wouldn't be giving any money to them, and there's some cheek. And then they had the nerve to come out then with a reply tweet. We didn't think that this was going to cause too much. Well, of course, it's going to cause controversy. It's a hobby. You're in a privileged position. You get to go to conventions that most of us fans will probably never get to do. You actually get to interview people on Doctor Who, and you actually get to write articles for Doctor Who magazine. All right? Why should fans give you money for your hobby? Right? it's fucking ridiculous the way they go on. Like seriously, and then they play the victim. And I bet you she's probably pissed off and moaned off Twitter for a while as well, because that's what she does when she doesn't get her own way. Sorry, I just can't stand them. I really can't, because they drive this hate all the time. Yeah, I know I've said it every stream, and I'll continue to say it in every stream, Cheryl. Cheryl said to me, but you say that in every stream, so I'll say it in every stream until I'm blue in the face, until they're gone. Right, go on anyway. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Paul, before I bring on the last caller, Gary? Or I might have to leave Gary. Gary, would you be willing to wait till tomorrow night, and I'll bring you on first?
No, listen, I am more than willing to jump off now to defer my time. I have no issue with that.
Oh, no, sure. Look, I'm gone over the 3 hours anyway, and it normally goes wonky after I go over the 3 hours anyway, Paul. It's not because of that. It's just I'm afraid the stream is going to go any second now, because after I get over that's when it starts getting dodgy. So if I'm just saying, Gary, if you wouldn't mind waiting until tomorrow, I'll just end it with Paul tonight, because we've gone over the 3 hours. How long are we gone now? Hold on, it's 3 hours and 15 minutes. And the last time we went 3 hours and 20, that's when it went wonky, wasn't it, Sharon?
Yep.
So here, just before we finish up, is there anything else you'd like to add? And I'll bring you on again tomorrow as well after Gary. I'll bring you on, man, so you can, because obviously you didn't get to, well, these lads didn't get to have the full chance to have. I don't care who comes on when. Just put them down on the list. She confuses the situation. See, this is why, you know what? This is why I'm better off. This is why I like doing my own thing, right? Because, like, seriously, I have to, right. So go on. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Paul?
I'll just say this. I heard you ask someone about their favorite movies or favorite movie. I don't have any one particular movie as my absolute favorite, because I'm a movie fan.
Yeah, same here.
What I would do is I would list some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Arrival, which came out in 2016.
I love that movie.
Dark City.
I haven't seen that one. Go on.
Oh, Dark City's great.
I'll write that down. Hold on, Dark City.
I like it. Anyway.
All right, go on.
Dark City. So many. You know what? Of the three, between Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises, I actually like Dark Knight Rises the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, see, here's the thing, right? The Dark Knight, to me, was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was absolute brilliant. To me, it is a masterpiece. The Dark Knight Rises, to me, was... All right, let me change that. The Dark Knight of the three is my favorite. The Dark Knight. I like The Dark Knight Rises. What I'll say is The Dark Knight was an action movie that had good drama in it. The Dark Knight Rises was a drama movie that had some pretty good action in it. The Dark Knight Rises was a different movie thematically. It was more of a drama. But I like them. But of the three, I actually think The Dark Knight is the best of the three. But I personally only give it a slim margin. I like it better than The Dark Knight Rises, but I like both a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I like that trilogy anyway. I'm not going to lie. I think when people look back, obviously, I do like the two Michael Keaton Batman movies. The Val Kilmer one, well, not bad, but then after that, it got kind of a joke.
Those were filth. Absolute filth.
I do agree. Compared to this, I loved Batman Begins. I have to say, it did step it up for the Dark Knight. But I will agree with you. I think you are right. Your analogy of the two movies, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, are actually spot on. The Dark Knight is definitely an action movie with good drama in it, whereas the Dark Knight Rises is definitely a drama with some action sequences in it. But I agree with you. Actually, the third one was more of a talkie. than the second one. So you are right, spot on. I mean, it's like everybody. It's the same with the Godfather trilogy, I suppose. Everybody has their favorite one, two, or three. Some people think two is better than three. Some people think three is better than one. You
Oh
know,
my God,
everybody has
Godfather
their.
3 was filth.
Yeah, same
I
here.
can't even watch the
Same here.
Godfather
I
Part
don't
3.
like the third one. I
Filth.
love the first and the second one, but I don't like the third one. I don't
Yeah.
even think there was even any need for the second one. But again, that's Hollywood for you.
Yeah, dude, that's how it was. A few other quick hits.
Go on.
I absolutely loved 300. I have literally seen 300 about 50 times.
Right.
I love 300. This next movie has no reason to be on my list other than I just love it. For me, I love it. The Empire Strikes Back. And I'll admit, with all the flaws, all the faults, I love The Empire Strikes Back. I love it a lot.
Yes.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, I love it. If you're
The
going to
movie
tell me
version
that is a
with
cracking movie.
with Gary Oldman
Yeah.
and Tom Hardy and Benedict
John
Cumberbatch,
Hurt.
Mark
Yeah.
Strong. I love that movie.
Great movie.
I also, I grew up in the late 70s, early
Yeah.
80s watching the television version
Mhm.
starring Alec Guinness. I loved Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah.
Love that movie. So, I have a lot of movies that I like, a lot of old favorites. I am too much of a movie fan to even say I have my 10 favorites because even that changes. I just love what I personally think are good films. Like I love the movie Patton. I love the movie Sink the Bismarck. I mean, my tastes are all over the place. They're
I'm the
everywhere.
same.
No one specific genre.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I'm the same. As I spoke earlier, I'm actually a fan of some musicals.
Okay,
My
great.
my music and my film choices, my movie choices, some of them are really out there or would be considered out there. And if you think about it, and I know it's a kind of a stupid thing, but it's a perception out there. Like, they think of men having just these kind of being into all these macho movies and war movies and all this. But I love a good old musical. If you haven't seen The Sound of Music, right, and you're a bloke, right, and you haven't seen The Sound of Music, you just don't know what you're missing.
Listen, who doesn't like the sound of music? I grew up Julie Andrews, The Sound of Music.
Brilliant,
Okay?
movie.
The King and I.
Yeah.
Come on, who didn't grow up loving
know.
those movies? Listen, I loved The African Queen.
Yeah, same here.
Catherine
Brilliant.
Hepburn. Come on, The African Queen. Casablanca didn't really do it for me, but I
No.
loved The African Queen.
Yeah.
So submarine movies, Run Silent, Run Deep, Operation, I would say Destination Tokyo. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Ice Station Zebra. I love that.
Oh, that's a
Das
great
Boot.
movie.
Das Boot is the best submarine movie ever.
No,
hands down.
I agree.
Das
I agree. That's
If
Bill. I
you
agree.
ever have the time, it takes a long time, but if you ever have the time, you have to watch the director's extended cut. It's 4.5 hours long,
Wow.
or maybe even 4 hours and 45 minutes long. But it's brilliant.
No, I will. I'll definitely check it out. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to just a quick shout out. So one of my subscribers, Amy, sent me some designs for some Tardis Zone t-shirts, believe it or not. Some great ones. I'll put them up on Twitter. Let's just have a look. Might even have a vote on probably the best one, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for the thumbnails. I'd like to thank everybody for, obviously, as I said, the little designs that you do. I also still, just in case, I know people send me stuff all the time, but you see, I it's actually weird because, like, I didn't think, having 500 odd subscribers, I didn't think I'd be this is starting to become a bit of a full-time job now, to be quite honest with you, because I get so many emails now. I get so many messages. I get sent so many different people's ideas for stories and audios and all that I don't want anybody thinking that I'm ignoring them. I'm trying to get through them when I actually have a chance to get through them. It's just obviously, Cheryl hasn't been well lately, and I haven't been well lately, and you ourselves, I had a bit of a moment where things weren't going great for me, and I needed a bit of a break. So I'm back on it again anyway, is what I'm trying to say to you all. So anybody that has sent me stuff, I will get in contact with you soon and let you know. But for everybody that has, thank you very much. I appreciate it all. Even the bottle of champagne. Oh yeah, and I know the person that sent me the gift is here in the comments. We still haven't heard back. I've sent you emails about it anyway, but we still haven't heard back from them. And now Cheryl's lost our bloody phone now, so we're I don't know how we're going to get in contact with them now. But one of my subs actually sent me a gift, Paul, for Cheryl, and we've been trying to get
awesome.
we've been trying to get in contact with this place for the last 2 weeks, and they keep sending emails, but every time we ring a phone number that we're given or they give us, it just keeps ringing out. It was the same person that sent us the bottle of champagne, so we really appreciate that. And listen, I was a bit, even Cheryl will tell you, when I hate taking stuff off people, but I'm not going to, you know what I mean? It'd be, as people say, if people are willing to give you stuff, don't be rude, and don't, you know what I mean? Don't act like all like, yeah, they're better person. Just fucking take it. They're willing to give it to you. So what I'm trying to say is thank you. I just feel awkward taking stuff off people because that's not the type of thing I like to do. But I want to thank you all, and you're probably all laughing at me now because I don't know exactly what the fuck I'm saying. 530 subs. I had 531 subs before I started here. 532. Have I lost 2 subs? Oh my god. Yes, but
probably because you keep saying things like
okay, who gives a crap if they can't take the heat on this channel? They can go anyway. Everybody knows what I'm like on this channel. I've got a loyal support anyway, so who gives a crap about them? Isn't that right, Paul?
Exactly. You just keep doing what you do.
Exactly.
And on that note, it has been a pleasure speaking to you as always. I'm going to jump off. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Cheryl, I hope you feel well, and give Teddy a big old hug, and I will speak to you guys soon.
Grand, Paul. Sure, I'm on tomorrow if you can make it tomorrow. Obviously, if you're busy, I understand, but we're on tomorrow for the normal 10 o'clock live stream and stuff. So I'm sure I'll have you on again tomorrow night anyway, right?
All right.
Take care, mate. Nice talking to you. See you, Gary. Oh, Paul. I keep getting confused now with people's names now. This is
because you just saw Gary in the chat.
Yeah, I saw Gary's name in the chat, and I just right, folks. So that's basically it for this live stream. I've obviously during the live stream I've lost 2 subscribers. I do apologize if people do think I'm a bit out there with my opinions, but this is what this channel's always been about. And as you've seen from Paul, from Daniel tonight, from John, who else? I feel like I've missed someone. And the last time, Lord.
Yeah, that was your first.
Great calls tonight. Again, we're on again tomorrow, so come again tomorrow. But I can't believe that now. I actually lost two subs. Well, here, listen.
Remember, you could be unsubscribed without their knowledge.
Oh, I could be unsubscribed without their knowledge. So, this is what I'll say. There's a sad sort of clanging from the clock in the hall, and the bells in the steeple too. And up in the nursery, a certain little bird is popping out to say cuckoo. Now, with that, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. Hit the like button if you like what was being talked about tonight. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. But do me one favor. The best way that you can actually support this channel 100% is by sharing this channel, right? If you could do that for me, I really appreciate it. We have kind of stagnated a little bit on the 5:30. I think we've been. Oh, Ted has me stopped. Oh, you little terrorist! People, just say goodbye to everybody. Oh, say goodbye to everybody. Okay. Oh. And that's Psycho Teddy. Right, but listen. Strange, I lost 2 subscribers a week or 2 ago. Yeah, it happens. Look, Cheryl is right. Sometimes I do lose them and I gain them back because someone on subs. Yeah. So, but look, as I said, the best way that you can is if you know like-minded people like us that are out there that would like to hear what's happening on this channel, especially if they're Doctor Who fan. Because remember, on most nights we talk about Doctor Who, which will be tomorrow again. We will talk about Doctor Who, but we'll talk about in more general terms. Obviously, we'll bring up what's happening right now because that's what this channel is about. Obviously, then we'll get into this Series 12 business. But as I said, after this live stream, I'll be doing a little video that I'll put up later in a couple of hours' time. It'll be just basically a little tweak to the format. We won't be just going live three nights a week now. We'll be going live 4 nights a week from now on. The one stream, the Sunday stream, this stream will be the stream where we can talk about anything. The other 3 streams will obviously concentrate more on Doctor Who. But the Sunday stream will be the stream that will be the more relaxed stream. So instead of the Friday stream, it'll be Sundays from now on. And if anybody would like, and I'm just putting it out there because there's some great artists out there. If anybody would like to actually, come up with a name for the Sunday night stream, we don't have to call it the Tardis on Live. If you would like to come up with a new name for the Sunday night stream, call it the Tardis show or something, or space show, or whatever. You come up with some names. You're not very you have great imaginations. If you just want to come up with new thumbnails for me, I've no problem. But listen, I'm gonna show you some of them. Actually, where is my phone? Can I show them some of those designs? Oh yeah, I'm a tick. I want to show you some of these t-shirt designs before I leave. The only thing is, Cheryl was only saying it to me. I don't know if if we could actually get away with using images of doctors' faces, because obviously the copyright business thing. But the others with the TARDIS on it, but I do like the face ones. They're well actually done. It's just a pity. I don't know if you can. I know the Time Ladies are actually selling Doctor Who merchandise, and they have one that has the Time Ladies logo on it using the old Doctor Who logo. So I don't know how they're getting away with that, because their fans just like us. Yes, they have a close relationship with the show, but that's just because they're fans. They're not actually BBC employees, so I don't know how they're able to get. Damn, I can't get them up on this phone. See this phone? Yeah. What I'll do is I'll put them up on Twitter anyway. Anybody that's up on Twitter, have a look. And you'll see them. Yeah. So listen, back tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of what's left of your. Well, it's officially coming into Monday now for me. So yeah. Enjoy your night. I'll see you all tomorrow. And remember to look out for that last for the video later on. There was something else. Did I say I was saying something else and then?
No, it was about the t-shirts and the copyrights.
Oh yeah, the t-shirts. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with them. But as I said, just one last thing. Just share the channel. Please do me that favor and share me the channel. That'll mean more than anything else. To be honest, I want the Teen Chibs t-shirt. Jesus Christ, that won't be happening. No, there'll be Tardis on t-shirts anyway. Because a lot of people have said it to me. And look, I'm only gonna make if it does happen to be a limited supply of them, because I want to see if anybody wants to bleed and buy them first. you know, what I'll probably do is I'll probably pick the best design that Amy has probably come up with, get the t-shirt done, and wear it on a live stream and tell me what you think and if you actually think it's nice. And I think there's but what I'll do is, whatever t-shirt designs I'll get, you know what I mean? Right, I'm gonna go because the wife is giving out to me now because apparently, like, I have to go to the fashion zone. Yeah, we'll call it the fashion zone. Go and get your think about it. Tardis zone merchandise sounds good, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Tardis zone cap, Tardis zone earring, Tardis zone vibrator, Tardis zone condoms, Tardis zone fucking glow in the dark condoms, Tardis zone gloves, Tardis zone scarf, Tardis zone wife. It's a joke. It's got because Gary go, what? I've decided to go into the lingerie. I always do this. They know what I'm like. They know what I'm like. Right, listen, I'm definitely gonna go. You know what I'm like. I say good night about 10 times and I don't actually leave. Listen, I love you all. Talk to you all tomorrow night. And listen, stay safe, right? And don't do that I wouldn't do, which is what I'm about to do now. Is I'm about to go and have a cup of coffee at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is not a normal thing to do. Bye. Oh, don't forget, share the channel. Share. Share.